Replace wood and repaint with Armor Coat, Arizona's toughest paint. Schedule online and get 20% off at ahomepros.com.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Phoenix Suns, they take advantage of a very bad Detroit Pistons team last night as Kevin Durant drops 25 as they crush the former head coach of the Suns, Monty Williams, 116-100. Welcome in, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Jackson Shue. We're out here at the Twin Peaks in Deer Valley, just off the 101 and 17. Great place, one of the newest of the five. And we're going to get into a lot today. Got a lot of stories to get into. We got some college basketball to talk about, some updates on the Chiefs Super Bowl parade, the good and the bad. So we'll have some of that for you today. I'm going to talk some baseball as pitchers and catchers reported yesterday. Bob Nightingale, he's the best in the business. He's with us in about 30 minutes, so looking forward to catching up with him. We'll also talk some U of A basketball as their play-by-play color analyst, Ryan Hansen from the radio side, will join us as they play Arizona State on Saturday down in Tucson. Of course, the usuals on a Thursday. We'll have our Twin Peaks picks, thanks to our friends over at Blue Moon and Coors Light. And then a little bit later, the latest on the Cardinals, as it's now officially there on the clock in regards to the draft, and a former quarterback for the Cardinals, now a coach with another former head coach of the Cardinals. So we'll have that for you as well. How are you boys doing?
Doing good, Roc. All good. We're still kind of digressing the Super Bowl, looking at the Suns head of the All-Star break.
I'm done with it now.
I'm so done with it. I couldn't even listen to you guys yesterday.
I'm getting there slowly but surely. I still got a little heartburn over a couple things, but besides that, it'll all soon come to pass, as they say. And Steve Wilkes, the firing of Steve Wilkes yesterday, I don't think I was really, when that hit, I was really surprised. I mean, there was a lot of gaffes second half of the season, a lot of scenarios there. Nick Bosa talking about, we were ill prepared. So I thought that should be behind closed doors. That kind of capped it off. But I just think that the way that game ended, and especially, I will say this, when Kyle Shanahan ran down there and called a timeout when his defense was on the field because he didn't like the look, didn't like the coverage, as you saw that Chiefs team matriculating themselves down the field.
They were matriculating.
Yes, they were. He just said, wait a second. Man-to-man, zero coverage is not going to work. That, to me, was kind of like, he could be on that being Steve Wilkes could be on eggshells. So I guess it didn't surprise me yesterday.
He's the poster boy for one-year deals.
One and done.
Yeah. I mean, he was the Panthers at 17, Cardinals in 18, Browns 19-20, Missouri in 21, Panthers in 22, 49ers in 23. I mean, I could go back years before that where he went from Appalachia State to East Tennessee State to Bowling Green to Notre Dame to Washington, all one-year deals.
Wow.
And
imagine how much swag he has.
Oh, my God. Well,
he's got Bear stuff, Charger stuff. He's got his college stuff.
That's the positive side. His wife and his kids probably. Hey, Dad.
Swag.
I think the other thing, too, is kind of a heads up when Kyle Shanahan had him come out of the booth onto the field. And I think he wanted more communication with him personally. Not that he couldn't, but he wanted him on the field. And you saw this. You saw the running games. Even the Cardinals and teams start to gash the 49ers. Now, there were some injuries on that defensive line, but I think that there was some of that. When that happened, I went, that's interesting. If you trust a guy, he's up in the booth, he can see everything. So you would think, but when he brought him down to the field, I think that was like, okay, what are we doing here? What do we want to do? Just to kind of monitor him. Or I think a lot of defensive coordinators, if you're a head coach and OC combo, you have trust in that guy. So I just think there's a lot of trust. And then obviously in the second half, there was a lot of misgivings to see the Chiefs go up and down the field, 3-4 times in a row. So no surprise, but He'll get picked up somewhere as a coordinator.
Yeah,
somewhere.
1-year deal. ASU has posted back-to-back wins as they cruised past Oregon State. That's the last team to beat Arizona. We'll discuss that a little bit later as they took care of business 79-61. They're now 13-12 on the season, and they're 500 in the Pac-12. Again, as I mentioned earlier, they'll play down in Tucson on Saturday as Arizona's been off for a while, and they will get going against Arizona State, obviously. GCU, they're back on the hardwood tonight as they host Utah Tech, and they're currently 22-2. And how about the Yotes? Losing streak is now at 7. Another setback, this time against the Wild. Logan Cooley scored the only goal in the third period as they have dropped 9 of their last 11. The NHL trade deadline is on March 8th. The start of the Stanley Cup playoffs is on the 22nd. And they have a little bit of dilemma as they continue to kind of spiral out of control. You know, they are quickly out of the Western Conference playoff race. Once they were as high as 3rd in the Central Division, they've descended down to the 7th and 13th in their conference. There's 4 teams that are ahead of them that aren't even in the playoff spot, but still in the chase. So the playoff picture is slowly getting smaller and smaller. And the big question, and maybe we'll catch up with Coach Pete tomorrow, is, you know, how are they going to attack the trade deadline? You know, they already have 13 picks for the 2024 draft. You know, are they going to go back and you know, start unloading guys? I mean, they have 13 draft picks, as I mentioned. They have a whopping 15 players that have contracts that come up in the summer. You know, that they may be gone. So what do you do? What does this management team do? Do you try to get some guys in here? Because they don't have the money. People are still bitching about the fact they're playing in a stadium arena. It only holds 4,800 or whatever it may be. There are a lot of people upset about that. They haven't made a decision there. So do free agents want to even come here?
The thing that we're going to have to take a close look at is you cannot break up the 4 or 5 really good core players.
Yeah.
If you're going to make some changes, you got to maintain those guys. Not only do you have to maintain them, you have to maintain them also because your fan base, as small as it may be, those guys are popular with the fan base. And if you start unloading your so-called name players, then you're going to start to lose that fan base of 5,000 people every night.
Well, you know, I don't know about the fan base. I don't know if it matters anymore.
I agree, Rob.
I think. Well, you haven't been here that long.
It's important.
I think this. I understand your point about the core, the young, foundational, you could call it core with the Keller and Hayton and those guys and Cooley, who scored last night. I don't think this town cares, and I think you know how the 1%, the 5% is always the loudest.
Oh yeah.
They're not that loud.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, they're really not. It's sad to say that, but you look at this team, and they're, like I said, spiraling out of control, losing 7 when they came out of the gate strong, real strong, one of their better seasons. So now with this arena situation that continues to hover around this franchise, I don't know what else to say or do or even be supportive anymore.
Yeah, Jimmy, Rock and I have been down this road for the last 18 years with them. I'm at the point, I'm a wait and see at this point.
Okay.
We've gone to the highest of highs, lowest of lows. I just wonder if Andrew Turney, the Bear, the coach,
3,
how much more tolerable they'll have with him losing these 7 in a row. They just hang tight with him and just let him grow and develop. And your point, yeah, Jimmy, I mean, they got to keep the core nucleus. Like fans are like, okay, till you get like a stadium committed and you're going to put a shovel in the dirt and it not get outbid. Because at that point, fans will go, if it gets outbid and you have nowhere to go, I'm not going to guarantee anything, but I can bet you dollars to donuts this team gets moved. And how committed are you going to be as a fan if you're still in limbo land?
I understand
this team's been in limbo land for what, 18 years? Ever since after the 2011-2012 playoffs, this team has been in limbo land. So if you're a Yotes fan, God bless you.
You have cities that are itching.
Oh, they are.
For an NHL team like Salt Lake and Quebec City, they want a team back. I just don't know what else to say or do, as I said, or support. You know, it's just getting really to the point. It's just annoying. I mean, it's like, come on. They don't even sell at the 4,800.
And that's a problem.
NHL hockey.
To your point, Jimmy, where if they can't sell out 4,800, where is the actual fandom? Now, there's those diehards. God bless them.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not taking anything away from the fact that it's still the NHL.
Sure,
right?
Yeah,
and they do have a huge, somewhat fan base, but
when they lose 7 in a row, you're going, okay. I thought we were making progress this year, and then now if
banged up, but every team's banged
yeah, they
up.
are. But I mean, okay, 7 in a row, and there's a little bit of light in that tunnel there the first half of the year, and now it looks like they're going to fade, not make the playoffs. Okay, so how do they improve? Then there's next year. And then fans go, okay, we get it. And then there's next year. And are they going to be here or not? So I really believe until they designate a site, which they probably will, and they get the site, then you go, okay, I guess they're going to be here then. Then you can breathe and go, okay, then we can really put our money behind them and support. Let them do their thing for the next 2 years at the mullet and move on.
All right, arena's just part of it. How about just putting a team on the ice that could win games?
Well, I think that's part
more
of
important than anything.
I would agree, Rock, but I think that for you're going to be that team follower and put your money in and go, okay, they're going to be here the next 25, 30 years. It's probably a land lease, but they'll be building. We'll go through the ups and downs with them.
But Manuch, they went from being in Phoenix, throwing crowds, and then they got their arena
to Glendale,
and they couldn't make that work. What's going to make them work in North Scottsdale or on Salt River Field?
That's a fair question.
Reservation.
Yep.
I mean, there could be a point where hockey just doesn't work here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be honest.
Yes.
It may work in some other cities. Kansas City wants an NHL team. Houston wants an NHL team.
Salt Lake City.
Yeah, I mentioned that already. It's just one of those things where it's like, okay, when does it get to the point where the NHL in New York is saying, all right, we gave it 30 years.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. Right? It's kind of like you're facing reality, but you want to face it. You're like, okay, this team, this situation is sick. At what point do we have to cut the cord and allow it to move on?
Because the other teams are upset because they're not making any money off of Phoenix.
Right.
So that's part of it. Hey, bet the game, watch the game. The Sportsbook at Casino Arizona. They have 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service kiosks, as well as 8 screens displaying all the betting lines. Check it out for yourself. They're open every day at 8 a.m. But it is Thursday. That means we are broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations today. It's the Deer Valley location. You can take advantage of Blue Moon and Coors Light 29-degree man-sized drafts on specials now here, all thanks to us, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. So we'll get into our sounds of the night next. And on this day, actually, we'll get to that earlier today. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on The Drive, with
Clear.
the All-Star break officially here for the Phoenix Suns, do you feel better or worse about this team's postseason chances at the All-Star break? 6:05 on The Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app. The President's Day weekend sale is here at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 20% off used clubs, 30% off select apparel, and get custom fit on the new TaylorMade QI10 drivers. Book your free custom fitting online today. Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for the President's Day weekend sale, or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at G2GBar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
When it comes to insurance, we don't focus on the competition. We focus on our customers. At Crest Insurance Group, customer service is not what we do, but who we are. Now more than ever, businesses and families are turning to knowledgeable partners to help provide them with the insurance coverages they need. We've worked hard to become one of the country's top independent agencies, and our clients benefit from our vision, experience, and outstanding service. Contact Crest and let our insurance professionals tell you what they see. You'll be glad you did.
There are many signs that you may be in financial trouble. Late mortgage payments, paying bills from your retirement account, or paying one credit card with another. If you're experiencing financial hardship, bankruptcy may be right for you. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. At Lerner & Rowe Law Group, we'll take the time to carefully examine your situation and develop a plan that is right for you. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group today for a free consultation.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
John Forster, Managing Attorney.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional, old-world recipes passed down through generations. But then, we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old-world traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Psst. Hey, Mark, remember, getting help from Progressive is so easy. You can use the mobile app, chat with us online, or call us.
And you pick now to tell me.
I couldn't miss little Grace's ballet recital. Oh, thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Did I?
Because you know I'm always here for you.
Yeah. I can use the mobile app if I need help. Sorry, you're in my wife's seat, though?
Oh, yeah, I gotta go anyway. Tell Grace she nailed her chassé.
Get the help you need from Progressive with our mobile app, online chat, or over the phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Deer Valley, located in the Deer Valley Town Center.
Your life?
Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Twin Peaks, Deer Valley. Obviously, the Super Bowl yesterday, the parade did not go over well towards the end, of course, because of the shooting. One person dead, over 20 others injured in the gunfire that broke out amongst thousands of people. It was reported that there was upwards of 1 million people that were there, with a population in Kansas City at just over 500,000. And to put that in perspective, Mesa is 500,000. Tucson is 550,000. Phoenix is 4.7 million. So imagine if something like this happened in Phoenix, where there's 4.7 million people that would have access to go to a parade, which would jump that number up considerably if the Cardinals would win a Super Bowl. Because everybody would probably come out of the woodwork for that, as well as the Suns.
It'd be a national.
I mean, we're a city that throws parades if you finish second. So imagine if we had a parade for a team that won it all, like the Diamondbacks, which worked out real well.
Would they have close to 1 million people down there when the D-backs won that back in 2001?
I don't remember.
Going through the downtown area. Yeah, very, very sad. I guess the one thing it's report that those folks are in critical condition have been upgraded. All the kids that were shot are doing fine, thank God. So very unfortunate that the gal that got killed was a DJ there.
Yeah, radio DJ.
Had 2 kids.
Man.
Very unfortunate, the whole situation, the whole scenario. And I got to tell you what, you just never know. And I know they had over 800 police officers, security everywhere. But when guys are bound, determined, guys or gals, very hard to stop that kind of a situation.
So let's get to the drunkenness and the other stuff that went on. Here's Kansas City Jones announcing he'll be back. It's courtesy of the NFL Network.
I need 3 of those things, baby. We ain't done yet. Kansas City, we will be back here next year. And for those who want Chris Jones gone, I ain't going nowhere, baby.
Juice is flowing pretty good.
Pretty much.
Hey, management, did you hear that? He wants 3. He doesn't want to go anywhere. I think he might be up for an extension at this point.
He is. Of course, Travis Kelce has been the star of this team off the field for all of his appearances. But he likes to sing. He likes to do karaoke. You see quite a bit of that on social media. Here he is singing, I should say, Low Places by Garth Brooks.
This
This is long, but I'm leaving it because it's crazy.
Hold on, cut that. You know this song, sing along. Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined the Niners affair. The last one to know. We were the last one to show. We were the last ones they thought they'd see there. And I saw the surprise, that fear in their eyes. And when took that glass of champagne, Pat took that glass of champagne, I promise you. When I toasted you, honey, we through what I never, what? I got friends in low places. I've been in low places that lead the way.
All right, that's it.
That's we get it.
There's his brother when you need him.
We get it.
Somebody that's a little bit better than that. But and then here's Patrick Mahomes. Of course, he's going to do what everyone does. He's going to call for a repeat, but this time a three-peat.
And we're going for that three-piece. So don't forget it. Don't get it twisted. We're doing it. 3 times, first time in NFL history. We doing it.
All right, we'll see about that. They're not favored. San Francisco's
Yeah, they are. How funny is that? They win the game, and the very next day
happens all the time.
All the time.
Well, they were underdogs
all the time.
They were underdogs through the entire playoffs.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl, and they're underdogs going into next year. Hey, just where you want it, right? If you're Andy Reid, your man, hey guys, okay, let's just carry that chip on our shoulder in the 2024 season.
So that's all fun. Of course, we started this segment talking about the shooting, but I do want to play some sound. It's a little long, but I think it's worth hearing. The big flagship out there, 610 Sports in Kansas City, they caught up with one of the Chiefs fans who stopped and tackled one of the alleged shooters, and he talked to the radio station there in Kansas City, and I thought we'd share that because it's pretty intense stuff.
As I'm running away, I literally run into one of the suspects that was in my picture and on the video, but also the other guy that had his face shot off or his jaw was shot off. I literally ran right into them. Kind of was startled at first, didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if he was like a victim or if he was, part of the shooting or anything, but it just kind of looked fishy. So I kind of kept my eye on him as like all the chaos was going on, and I saw them pass a bag. I saw the guy that got shot in the face pass a bag to these 3 kids or whatever they were. And they go in between the semi trucks and look like they were messing with something and hiding stuff in their bags. And then they had a big Carhartt on, and he was kind of hiding something. It looked like he was hiding something. So it looked just suspicious to me. I went up to one of the nearest sheriffs that I could find, and I tapped him on the shoulder and I said, "Hey man, these guys look kind of suspicious. Could you follow me? I at least want to talk to them." And then we started walking up to him. And then as we started walking up to him, they start backpedaling, and then they just take off from us. And me and the cop both basically take off after him. I had my eye on him, so I'm just trying to alert people in the crowd like this guy might be armed, dangerous. So I'm yelling at people around me, and you can see me in the video just pointing at this guy, tackle this guy. This is the guy, at least that I can see that might be involved. And I was just trying to help out as best as I could, man. I just didn't want anybody else to get hurt, and I was thankful for the guys that also helped step up and tackle.
That's courtesy of 610 Sports in Kansas City. Interesting.
Thank God he saw this going on.
Yeah.
Or it could have been worse. I mean, then they saw that went down to tackle him. And then the other guy that got tackled by the crowd as he was trying to get through. But, I mean, you just – some of these folks are heroes. I mean, the folks that tackled both these individuals, I guess there was 3 involved. But, I mean, I got to tell you what, they say –
custody, right?
Yeah. They saved – oh, thank God they saved a lot of lives. Just to be a student,
3.
to be aware of your surroundings from that standpoint. That guy right there deserves a ton of accolades.
Hey, on this day back in 1994, Kentucky made one of the greatest comebacks in college basketball history. They were down by 31 points with just over 15 and a half minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they came back and beat LSU 99-95. That is amazing when it comes to comebacks. Absolutely amazing.
Did Kentucky go on and win the national championship?
I was trying to remember if they did. I suppose I could just look it up.
I don't know why you guys don't do that. Why do you rely on me to do that?
Well, just because that team was just, egos that are rare. Not for Kentucky. They were always strong in those days. But, I mean,
I don't recall them winning in 1994.
No.
31-2.
Rick Pitino was the head coach.
Rock, you're surprised that Jimmy B and Manuch need you to do something for them? How long have you been doing this show?
Very good point.
Oh, please.
It's so true.
Yeah, please.
What, good job. You're looking for a raise, Shoe?
That's right. Yeah. Also, on this day in '96, Bill Belichick was fired by the Cleveland Browns. He was 36-44 as a head coach for Cleveland. Probably the best firing he ever did. Then he became a head coach.
Typical Cleveland Browns.
he got a little more support in
he
from the standpoint of the New England Patriots moving on from there.
Yeah, I want to tell you about G2G protein bars. Listen, if you haven't tried one yet, you're missing out. This is not your average stale off-the-shelf protein bar. I'm telling you, they are fantastic. They have 8 flavors, including my personal favorite, the peanut butter banana chocolate. It's yummy. What makes these bars so delicious is that they're fresh, no preservatives, and they're stored in the refrigerator. I could pack one for my lunch. I have one for breakfast on my way to work, or I put it in my golf bag. And it's a great way to get some solid protein and healthy fats into your diet. So check it out in the refrigerated section at Costco, or you can go to the website to check out all their flavors as well as g2gbar.com. But Costco is where you can get them. Our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. Who is your son's MVP halfway of this season? We are at the halfway point. Who is it? Is it Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, or other? You may have other. You may think it could be somebody else.
I highly doubt it.
Devin Booker or Kevin Durant or other, if you want to write that in. So go to our Twitter page, X at Roc and Manuch. By the way, have you seen any interviews or heard any interviews with Royce? You know,
I've seen, I think, one. I've heard one.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I heard that one.
I gotta tell you,
I know.
I was listening to another station.
Yeah.
They had him on.
Yeah.
I counted. Like I started late. I counted like 22. I thought of Sean Marion right away, and I'm like, I do not want to do a drinking game with Royce and an interview. So we can easily do that one day. Pull an interview. This is a knock on him. It's just we all have our quirks,
Yeah.
but it's one of those quirks you can't get rid of.
I thought the same thing.
I was like, I thought it was Sean Marion because Sean was like, he was the worst at it. So I hope he's not listening. But then I saw him on television too. He was doing an interview with one of the gals on Easy Family, I was just laughing and just I was just thinking about Sean Marion, and I was a big Sean Marion fan.
Yeah,
I know that.
I know that.
That's funny.
D-backs, pitchers, and catchers reported yesterday. Does this team have the staff, the bullpen, and what it takes to win another NL pennant? We'll catch up with Bob Nightingale, USA Today, to discuss it next. It's Roc and Manuch from Twin Peaks, Deer Valley, and Jimmy B.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
VCU men's hoops go for a 6th straight win as they host Utah Tech. The Lopes hold an undefeated 12-0 mark at home this season. For Arizona State, they beat Oregon State yesterday. Next up, 6th-ranked Arizona on Saturday. The Coyotes return to the ice tomorrow when they take on the Hurricanes. The Suns beat the Pistons yesterday despite Devin Booker's early ejection. The franchise honored former coach Monty Williams with a tribute video. D-backs manager Torey Lovello said most of the roster is already at spring training, despite not needing to report until the 19th. They play the Rockies on the 23rd for their first contest. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Oh yeah, it's Globetrotter game time. Get ready for the Harlem Globetrotters 2023 World Tour. Presented by Jersey Mike Subs. All new, non-stop action, amazing basketball skills, 4-point shots, high-flying dunks, and more. Get tickets for the whole family, where you can be part of the action. Don't miss the Harlem Globetrotters at Footprint Center on March 4th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. From tequila cocktails to an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls in the 29-degree drafts. Stop by any 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations today.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Right Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at righttoyota.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Recently, Lerner & Rowe was named the second most influential law firm in the United States. Although we have offices in other parts of the country, Glenn and I both live here and raise our families here. We are your local law firm. No other law firm in the state comes close to the experience, reputation, and results as Lerner & Rowe. When you're hurt in a wreck and need a check, call the law firm that can get you the results you need. Call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Get ready. This week, Staples has deals so good, you're going to want to sit down. Are you sitting? I'll wait. Great. Right now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs. That's up to $180 off desk chairs, up to $180 off computer chairs, and up to $180 off gaming chairs. So hurry into Staples now for the Staples Sit-a-thon and grab a seat or two. Ends 3/2. In-store only. See associate for details.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are,
he's there, boys.
iHeart Media can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeart Media can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
The utterly inspired all-electric EQE sedan from Mercedes-Benz. With hundreds of customizable comfort settings inside the cabin, it's the EV that recharges you. The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQE.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Deer Valley, located in the Deer Valley Town Center.
Seawall to strike away. Here he comes. Dave, a fly ball to right field. Over is Carroll. He's got it. And the Arizona Diamondbacks are headed to the World Series.
Wow, wasn't that fun? They do get to the World Series, of course, and lose to Texas. But we went into the season last year at this time, no big expectations from us, the media, the fan base, but they do end up in the World Series. So the big question to our next guest, Bob Nightingale from USA Today, baseball columnist, always nice enough to join us. So, Bob, do you feel that there's now new pressure on this D-backs to win since they were able to get there last year?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think there is some pressure, certainly expectations. I mean, not pressure, to get back to World Series, but certainly expectations like, hey, if they don't make it to the playoffs, it's a, bitter disappointment. So I think, everybody, I'm sure all the predictions and stuff will have not the Dodgers win the division, of course, but the Diamondbacks certainly making the playoffs and see what happens after that.
Bob, I know it's so early, pitchers and catchers just yesterday, but on paper, is this team better going into the season than they were last year?
I definitely think they're better. I'm surprised to see some of the, the COTA standings and stuff like that having 84 wins. 84 and a half. They won 84 last year. I think it's definitely a better team. I mean, for one, you got a Rodriguez, who's certainly a strong number 2, number 3 starter, he's going to be a big help. Suarez, big slugger, big power hitter. Peterson should help out, but particularly Suarez and Rodriguez. I think those are huge pickups.
So you look at also the Jock Peterson from that standpoint as your DH, maybe spot somebody in the outfield or first base periodically. How much will that benefit with his experience, probably more so than his bat, playing with the Dodgers and teams that were vying for championships?
Well, I think just a solid bat. He's not really a team leader type guy, but a solid bat. Great left-handed bat, and that's what they wanted. I think if the Diamondbacks had their druthers, they would have preferred having a J.D. Martinez, even a Justin Turner, but the price was too high, so they went the Peterson route. So, but no, just have a steady guy in there. Most days as DH if you want to. You can spell in that first base, a little bit of outfield if you want.
I'm real curious about the type of team they're going to put on the field. And you know this, Bob, since you've covered the sport for so long, that when you have a winning season and get to the World Series, the next season, every team that you go up against targets you, and they always try, obviously, even through 162 games, to play their best against you. How do they, meaning the Diamondbacks, counteract that?
Yeah, well, they surprised a lot of teams last year. But, even though with the World Series, they had a lot of things go wrong. I mean, they were abysmal there for, a good month stretch. And then recovered in time, down in September to get into the playoffs or squeak into the playoffs. So, but no, it's you're not going to catch people by surprise anymore. People know who Zach Gallen is and everything else. So you do take away the surprise element. But, I think in some ways it's good. I mean, like the, managers always say, embrace the pressure. And I think the Diamondbacks will do that.
You look at the staff, Bob, Gallen, Kelly, and Rodriguez, as you mentioned. Brandon Pfaadt, hopefully he'll come out of the chute, won't have the ups and downs. Is that the 4, and who'd be your 5th? Would Ryan Nelson be maybe the 5th one in that rotation?
Yeah, I think that's wide open. I mean, it certainly could be Nelson. Yeah, I think they'll be careful. I think they'll be careful with Gallen this year. I mean, he pitched 55, 60 more innings than a year ago. I bet they're cautious. I would be surprised to see him, not pitch that much in spring training, just to kind of go slow with him, just because he threw so many innings a year ago. So, usually always going to use 8, 9 starters before the year's over, if you're lucky. So it's not like the first 5 that break camp with him are going to be the same 5 all year long.
USA Today's Bob Nightingale here on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix. Corbin Carroll heading into a sophomore season, and you always hear about these sophomore slumps, which I can't stand hearing that, but it's hard not to sometimes. I mean, can this guy put up better numbers than he did this past year, or you think this is kind of the guy? This is who this guy is. 25 home runs and a bunch of RBIs and doubles and stolen bases.
Well, I think it's possible for him to even get better. I mean, now pitchers will adjust to him, but he went through kind of a slump last year too, where the pitchers adjusted to him, and he had to adjust back. But he's so sharp mentally and emotionally, and everything else. He handled it well, even going through the struggles. So I think that makes him a better player this year. There's no reason why he can't hit over 30 home runs. Stolen bases are a lot. We'll see if he increases that. Certainly increasing doubles is possible, and absolutely the batting average. So no, I think looking at a star player, before our eyes. Just like everybody's so excited, with Paul Goldschmidt, watching him blossom.
3.
I think it's the same thing here.
How would you rate this outfield? Gurriel, Thomas, and Carroll, as Rock mentioned there too. And you look at these guys, there's speed, there's ability. What would you put these guys as far as just the National League per se?
Yeah, I mean I would think it's possible to be top 5 or so for sure. I think a lot depends on Thomas. I mean, we saw Streaky Thomas last year, and he went lights out and down the stretch, and certainly the playoffs. And a couple times when he had to go to the minor leagues. But I think a lot depends on Thomas. You know what a great outfielder he is. He's a Gold Glove defender. But if he plays anywhere near like he did in September and in October, then you probably talking about one of the top, 2 or 3 outfielders.
Bob, my last one. When you look at baseball overall going into the 2024 season, which division do you feel is the toughest division?
2.
I'll probably still go AL East over the NL West, but it's close.
Okay.
Certainly those 2 above everybody else. What brings down the NL West, of course, is the Rockies. Just no expectations. The Padres on paper certainly won't be as good as a year ago, even though they grossly underachieved. Or the AL East last year, I think everybody had a winning record. I don't expect Boston to compete, but when you have teams like Baltimore and New York and Toronto and Tampa, they got 4 teams right there that should win over 85 games.
Bob, we always appreciate you, man. We know you do hits all over the country. We always thank you coming on here since you live here in the Valley. So thanks so much for the time today.
Sure, my pleasure. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Bob Nightingale. Follow him on X at B Nightingale. And of course, he's the longtime baseball columnist for the USA Today. When you pull up the USA Today, they have their MLB win totals for 2024. And right now in the National League West, they have the Dodgers at 100, followed by Arizona 85, San Francisco and San Diego tied at 79, and 63 in Colorado. And what I really like about all this is when you look at the AL East, Boston in the cellar, last place, 77 and 85. Couldn't happen to a better group of fans.
Well, and this year,
the Boston Red Sox.
This year, the D-backs have expectations. To your point, Jimmy, the pressure is on.
It is on.
Yeah, they got a hell of a squad, so hopefully they can get a few breaks. They kind of they struggled the last half of the year last year. They got in by the skin of their teeth
after the All-Star break.
Then they got hot going into the wild card, and I mean, heck, you got to remember a team that finished 16 games back, and you knocked out the NL League West champs, the Dodgers, from the get-go, and then from there you just got hot, but struggled against the Rangers. But I got to tell you what, it'll be fun to watch this team, see how they can answer the critics with that X on their back.
Coming up, it's Football at 50, as we do every day. If you're a Saints or Seahawks fans, I got some good news for you. Plus, Charles Barkley is today's random fact of the day. Stay tuned. That's next, right here on Fox Sports 910.
It is time for
Clear.
Steve Covino.
Yeah.
Rich Davis. Perfect. This is Covino and Rich.
You meet Carl Weathers, and I remember thinking, it's like you're meeting an action hero.
An action hero, like a consummate professional, the guy that had that dedication to not only make it in sports professionally, but he was a student of the arts. He was not just an athlete. He's a guy that studied Shakespeare, wanted to act.
Covino and Rich, this afternoon at 4. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional old world recipes passed down through generations. But then, we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old world traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, #SexyRoofStatus. All of our work using state-of-the-art materials and 5-star workmanship. Our inspections are free. You heard me? Free. Go to state48roofing.com to schedule your free appointment today.
A will to win is important, but preparing to win is essential. At Crest Insurance, we understand that the road to success is not one that you go alone. Whether it's your family or business, you're not buying insurance, you're buying protection. That's why so many turn to the professionals at Crest Insurance. Our team has the experience to help you safeguard the things that matter most. It's not just an insurance policy, it's peace of mind.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheets. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheets. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate each day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Deer Valley, located in the Deer Valley Town Center.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
All right, if you are a Seahawks fan, Geno Smith is being reported. It's being reported, that is, he is not going anywhere, at least not yet, as ESPN is reporting that Seahawks told him he will remain on the team through at least this week. So the $12.7 million in his contract will become guaranteed this Friday. So that's when it triggers. And there will also be a change from injury guarantee to fully guaranteed. So for those of you Seahawk fans, he had signed a 3-year, $75 million deal right before this season started. And there was some talk that they were going to cut him. But it looks as though that's not going to happen. And it's tough in this world of quarterbacks, as you know, the salaries for these quarterbacks don't matter if you're a third string. You're making bucks. I mean, except for guys like Brock Purdy, he can't even make $1 million, and he takes a team to the Super Bowl.
I know.
Makes no sense.
Well, he will next year after the third year, you know, that fourth-year option scenario. You know what? You're right, Rock. It's difficult to find guys that got the experience, that know your system, that you want in there as one of your team leaders on top of it. So this, for me, this makes total sense for the Seattle Seahawks to keep him and to move him forward.
If you are a Saints fan, they are going to be renovating their facility. So with that, it looks as though they are going to head to University of California at Irvine to host training camp. So for you Saints fans, I don't know any, but if you are out there, you can now get on a plane or drive over to University of California at Irvine and watch your team this summer.
The Anteaters.
Yeah, you fly into Orange County right there.
Yeah.
My daughter had a few soccer tournaments over there over the years at UC Irvine. Beautiful campus.
Yes, great.
Great area, easy to get to. But, going out there and with the Saints out there, many Saints in California.
I don't know.
Many Saints fans in California coming from all over. You'd probably be surprised where they probably are. I mean, coming out of the woodwork there. UC Irvine. Nice facility at UC Irvine.
All right, that'll do it for our Football at 50 here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Today brought to you by Upper Crust Pizza and Wine Bar, as they are a family pizza restaurant where you can dine in, take out. They do a lot of catering. Upper Crust Pizza Patio and Wine Bar, Cape Creek Road, and the 101 next to Costco. So if you're going to go get some of those G2G protein bars, stop in the Upper Crust right next to the Costco there. Our random fact of the day, Charles Barkley missed the first game of the 1994 NBA season Do you know why? Can you go that far back in time? Why Charles? Bless you. Why Charles missed
it
the first game?
Gosh, that Suns team. Charles not there. Well, I don't know. Sick? Maybe he was sick.
Did it have something to do where he threw somebody through a window? And
Nope.
That wasn't it. Okay.
He was at an Eric Clapton concert, and he accidentally rubbed lotion in his eyes.
And there you go. Couldn't see.
Yep.
Had to flush all that lotion out of his eyes.
Wrong kind of lotion.
Hey, Ohio State Buckeyes are looking for a new head basketball coach as they have fired Chris Holtman. He was 14-11 on the season, and he had 4 years, believe it or not, remaining on his contract. And the school said he will receive a $12.8 million buyout.
Well, there's no money, though. I mean, the colleges are starving to death. They don't have any money at all.
Well, Ohio State, it has got money.
Oh, I know where he's going.
Yeah. That's what they always tell you. Oh, we don't have any money. ESPN, we discussed it the other day. $7.8 billion 6-year extension for college football. $7.8 billion.
And you wonder how much of that $12.8 million buyout, if he gets another job, does he hang tight because of the offset?
Oh, sure.
So if he goes to, I don't know, he goes to Arkansas, gets a job, he's making $3-4 million a year. Are they going to offset that buyout from the standpoint of backing that out? So, yeah, you're right, Jimmy. Yeah, so much for Crimea River.
Yeah.
As far as being poor, as far as the money's coming in and the boosters at Ohio State, I'm sure.
Oh, they
said enough of that.
Oh yeah.
Probably it might have been. I'm just speculating. One of the basketball boosters might have said, "Look, enough's enough. You know, I'll get 12 of my billionaire or my millionaire buddies. We'll pony up the buyout from that standpoint."
It's amazing.
It really is, and it's just college sports in general is just really becoming really tough to follow. I mean, you love the fandom, you love watching your team.
The
you guys know I'm
pageantry.
a Buckeye fan, and even my small school at Ohio U. You check in, you root for them.
Sure.
But if it's going to go down the line of these kids getting paid, I was talking to a guy yesterday who knows someone here locally. He was offered $1 million to transfer.
Wow.
And he was a backup quarterback.
Wow.
$1 million.
You know,
and even as a backup at the school he currently was at, he was getting $100,000.
Wow.
And then this gentleman was telling me what the other players were making because of the collective.
Sure.
You know, again, all their food, all their rent, a couple $1,000 in their pocket. Just
covered.
It's
interesting. It seems like
$1 million to transfer, and he's a backup.
That's amazing to me. I mean, he puts that money away, invests. Uncle Sam takes half. You're good moving on with your life.
You are.
It's interesting how it seems as though football has fallen into the way basketball used to be. Remember the one and dones? But now it seems as though basketball, guys are staying because of the collective. They're sticking around long. So you got a lot of guys that are sophomores, juniors, seniors sticking around, where the football, to your point, Rock, guys are bouncing around. It's hard to follow your team, or where's that guy at? Where's this guy at? And you lose that continuity from that particular standpoint.
You got a question from the gallery?
Yeah, I do. I have a question for you guys because, Manuch, you brought up something that I had not considered until you said it out loud. College basketball, there's the one and done rule. Is the only thing that's allowing at least some semblance of college football staying the way we think it is the fact that if you want to go pro, you have to stay for at least 3 years?
Yeah, that's you're right. It's kind of hedging that way, and you just hope that the NCAA doesn't change that rule to what you're saying, Shu, that, okay, we'll change, because I don't think they'll ever change that.
If they do, it's over. That's when the house of cards comes crumbling down.
I think it's going that way.
I think with this brand new contract, the $7.8 billion contract, ESPN's getting ahead of it. So when those super conferences are in line, that this contract's going to 2031, that they're out in front of it, they're ready to go. You might get it. They might even place the commissioner with the super conferences.
Why could a college kid go right to the pros right now?
I think
in football?
Yeah.
I think
it's against the rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
That rule could change.
NFL it is. So I think the CFL, you have to be at least 18. I'll look that up and double check, but I think
about the CFL.
No, but I'm
NFL,
just saying pro football.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it's not pro football, but it's CFL.
Yeah.
Come on.
They get paid. They're professionals.
Yeah, I got paid teaching tennis lessons. Doesn't mean that I'm a pro.
They're playing. It's pro football up there.
But I mean, camp.
I hope they never ever allow that to happen. Then you'll see.
Why wouldn't
mass
it?
chaos.
If your kid is such a stud coming out of high school, why wouldn't it get to the point where an NFL team?
I think quite
kind of like these college teams are doing now. You're grabbing a kid in the 8th grade.
Well, I've talked to a few scouts about this in particular. They said the number one, the size, the maturity, physical maturity, emotional maturity. They're just not ready to take on the pro game. When you got guys that are playing 10, 12, 11 years that are maybe, if you say you're a lineman and he's 6'8", he's 325. Right. Well, you're going against defensive ends that have been playing for 12 years that'll school you. And then on top of that, to bring a young man on, can you trust him to perform? If you're going to pay him that kind of money, they don't want to. They'd rather him go to college for 3 years.
How is that any different than a guy getting drafted and sitting on the bench for 3 years before he gets an opportunity to play?
Well, if
like
you got drafted, you've been playing.
30.
You haven't been sitting on a bench.
You're not in any game. You're in no games.
What do you mean, guys that get
Who's
drafted?
the backup with Aaron Rodgers? Where was Aaron Rodgers? Who was he a backup for?
20.
Those guys sat on the bench
No,
forever.
but you're telling me they wouldn't get drafted unless they were playing in college. Now, if they go
I'm
to
just
the pros,
saying, if a young guy got drafted, he could be on a roster.
Sure.
Just hang
10.
out on that roster for a couple years.
Hang
That's
out,
better
practice.
than doing this other stuff.
college wouldn't be ready.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, they have everything from tequila cocktails to an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu second to none. And don't forget about the 29-degree drafts. Stop by any 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B are live every Thursday. Fan up at Twin Peaks.
Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Idling causes air pollution. Please turn off your vehicle when waiting in long lines like school pickups and drive-thrus. You'll save on gas and breathe cleaner air. For more information, visit maricopa.gov/AQ.
Home title theft. It's on the rise and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert. And that's bad news for home title thieves.
So the problem with a company like Home Title Lock is that they can get me in the middle of the crime, and that's your worst fear.
Are you already a victim? Find out today with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value, free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
U of A made it official today. Former Syracuse head coach Dino Babers has been named the Wildcats' new offensive coordinator. GCU men's hoops go for a 6th straight win as they host Utah Tech. The Lopes hold an undefeated 12-0 mark at home. For Arizona State, they beat Oregon State yesterday. Next up, 6th-ranked Arizona on Saturday. The Coyotes back on the ice tomorrow against the Hurricanes. The Suns beat the Pistons yesterday despite Devin Booker's early ejection. The franchise honored former head coach Monty Williams with a video tribute. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword BILLS at foxsports910.com. That's BILLS at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons web. Your AC plug needs. Call Parker.
Another nice day on tap for your Thursday. Plenty of sunshine out there. Temperatures in those low 70s. And then for tonight, we'll continue with those clear skies and temperatures dipping down into the upper 40s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Mucinex Fast Max Kickstart.
Good job, guys!
You sound like you're feeling better, Coach.
Yep, took Mucinex Kickstart. Now I'm back in the game.
New Mucinex Kickstart, all-in-one and done relief with a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation. Buy now. Use as directed.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Deer Valley, located in the Deer Valley Town Center. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, we're still trying to figure out what in the wide world of sport went on behind the scenes at the Suns game last night, as we had Isaiah Stewart throw a haymaker at Drew Eubanks, which connected. Later that night, Stewart was arrested and then released on his own recognizance. There will be an investigation by the Manuch, let me ask you a question.
He was issued a citation.
He was. Have you?
What is that? Like a ticket?
Yeah, like a speeding ticket. In your time as an NFL player, a major college player, did you ever throw a haymaker at somebody?
No, never did. Not during a game, after a game, before a game.
Practice?
No, never did. Now, I did grab a face mask after getting sacked for the 8th time against Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
I grabbed Walt Wattis. He was my left guard,
All
and
right.
Bobby Thompson, my left tackle. And after the 8th sack, I grabbed Big Walt's face mask, and I just lit into him. And Walt's all 6'8", 320 pounds. Kind of let my emotions get away from me after the 8th sack.
Yeah, I can understand.
And went after it. And after I let that, I think the message was very well received by the offensive line. And it's kind of funny because I made the Boomer Sooner show the following night on Sunday night, Barry Schweitzer's Oklahoma show.
Yeah.
And people go, hey, Manuch, we saw you on the highlights of Oklahoma. They beat us 40-7 that night. Yeah, they showed you grabbing Walt Wattis' face mask. And it's interesting you bring that up about somebody coming after you, sucker punching.
Yes.
After the game, I'm out there with my foster parents, and they'd hired the players had foster parents there. You could go to have dinner, and they'd do your laundry. Just have a family, foster families. So all of a sudden, we're out there talking, and here comes Walt walking to me. And my foster mom goes, uh-oh. So I sit there, and here's big Walt, all 6'8", 320 pounds. He goes, why? He looks at me like a little puppy. I goes, Manuch, we're sorry, man. We just got schooled. And I'm like, wow.
You thought it was going to go down?
I thought he was going to just get me in a headlock and body slam me like, don't you ever. And he just was like, we apologize. We had a bad day. They had 3 or 4 guys rushing him. He just went and I said, Walt, I apologize for grabbing your face mask and going off, but never this kind of thing where Stewart, who by the way, has got a past. He's got a legacy about getting in trouble.
Yes, he
does. I'm wondering, did they take him back into a back room, or they actually take him down to Phoenix PD, or
right
just
there though? Isn't it?
Yeah,
Madison
it's like a
jail's right there.
Yeah. There might be a substation.
Jackson, you've been in there. Madison jail. Been a lot of people in there. I know a couple guys that have been in there.
But I think they said they issued a citation. So I think at this point, if there's charges that want to be pressed or whatever,
correct.
Drew might just say, hey, you know what, just let it go from that stand. Now they might just, the city of Phoenix police might say, well, we're going to press charges or whatever.
Right.
If it's a citation, it's a misdemeanor. pay a fine, don't do it again. If you come back and do it again, we'll throw you butt in jail.
Well, what the NBA will do is they will issue a fine on him and also suspend him. So
Sure.
there's a suspension coming.
There's going to be something coming, but I'm just amazed with his past why the Pistons have this guy on the team. I know he's a big dude. He's as far as rebounding, what have you, but and then Monty Williams. Well, there's two sides to every story. Okay, that's true. The allegations are there, but if the security guard who was there that witnessed this and called the city of Phoenix police to have him escorted out, but I just wonder what that conversation was all about as they were walking, as Eubanks and him are walking in,
yeah.
for him to sucker punch him, on the side, and for Eubanks. I mean, those are two big dudes, guys. People get hurt. People get hurt with something like that.
Aren't you guys surprised that there's no footage?
Yeah, I
mean,
thought it'd be out
everybody
by
has
now.
a camera.
Yeah.
Well, or maybe that hallway cam. There's a camera in the hallway.
Yeah.
There's footage. There's footage. We're just not going to get to see it.
Oh, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, good point.
In that hallway camera, there's got to be footage because they don't want that to be made public.
Someone could leak it because when Draymond punched Jordan Poole, and that came out, no one thought it was going to get released.
That was in
Someone
practice.
got bribed a little money inside the Warriors organization, and it came out. So that might happen with the Phoenix
Well,
Suns.
security has got control of that footage, so it's whether they want to release it or
Money
not.
talks, Manuch.
Well, but if it's released as not supposed to, they'll track who released it. Or if the Joe Q press says, "Hey, look, we want to see the footage," do they have every right to go get that footage? Like a lot of it, if it's a public arena, which it is, it's a public facility. If somebody is that diehard to want to go check it out, see the actual footage, and so be it. I'm sure the police have reviewed it already, 3, 4, 5 times security has. Well, I got to tell you what, that's a big dude, man. To cold cock you off the side.
Both big dudes.
I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, Drew played to not break a jaw or anything like that.
I was surprised that he didn't have a busted jaw or a tooth knocked out.
And we talked earlier before the show when Kermit Washington cold cocked Rudy Tomjanovich many years ago when he stopped, did an about face, and just took his fist and just planted it into Rudy's nose, and he had eventually his face. They said his face shattered.
Yeah,
didn't break a jaw. The orbital of the face shattered, and he had over the years like 25, 30 surgeries to put his face together. So when you hear two big guys like that, cold cocking a guy or sucker punching, I'm just happy that he didn't get hurt.
TMZ will get it. Somebody will. But there's two sides of this, right?
But that's what we were saying.
What did Eubanks say?
Yeah, right.
What's the history of these guys?
Okay.
Have they been in a fight before?
But that doesn't make it right for him to cold cock, no matter what he said one way or the other.
I know. I'm not defending Jordan in any way. I'm just saying that I'd be anxious to know if there's another side to this. That he pushed him in some way, verbally.
He pushed the buttons.
Yeah, pushed the buttons that made him freaking fall apart. Was it right before the game or was it before a shoot around?
No, it was before the game. As they were walking into the arena.
Yeah.
As Drew was coming to the arena, Stewart was also coming simultaneously. So that you're right, Rock. There might have been a bit of history there. There might have been some words shared or whatever. And Stewart, allegedly, I guess we got to say allegedly. Cold cocked, and that's what the story is too. It was just an odd game, the last game before the All-Star break, and then Devin Booker gets tossed 6-7 minutes in the game. Well, that was so odd how it happened.
I just looked at some footage during our commercial break, and it started with Booker to the play prior to the one that he got tossed, and there were words exchanged between Booker and an official.
Right.
Okay, so then the following play, that's when things got out of hand and Booker got heat.
Well, they came back down the court.
They did.
And they were talking. And then Booker turned away and he pointed and did some kind of sign at the stands. And he had his back to the official. The official's over here. And so the official sees him, walks back. He looks at him and bang, he tossed him. I'm like, did he make a sign and say something? I mean, I thought that you could get away with saying it away from the official as long as you're not looking at him. But he was literally facing to the right, the other way. He did the sign, and he walked back to the bench, and the official goes, "You're gone."
Well, I can tell you this about
and Booker didn't give up much of an argument.
No, he just walked. Yeah, he knew what he said.
I got to go to the All-Star game. I'll get out of here early.
If you drop the magic word and it's in earshot of the official, it is their duty to toss or at least call a tech. And then if you continue, then it's automatic ejection.
Vogel was in his ear a little bit, the official.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then after that, it's like, Frank better be careful. He's going to get tossed. At that point, it's like, okay, it's the last game. And here's Book telling the team 2 days ago, look, we got to stay focused. Let's win these 2 games. Let's not let our guard down and then come back after the All-Star break. I find that kind of ironic from the guy that was preaching to the choir to basically keep your act straight and let's go win this game and beat this downtrodden
He
Detroit.
wanted some extra minutes off. That's what he did.
It was odd. And then people talking about the fourth quarter. Well, hell, it was a scrimmage for the Suns. I think they emptied the bench. I think every guy, all 35 guys on that bench played. Hell, Jimmy, you might have played.
I told you yesterday that I had texted Frank Vogel and told him I'm available for at least a minute and a half.
I got to tell you, I do miss Monty Williams.
Yeah.
He's a class guy.
He is a class guy.
It's
right?
unfortunate he's over there in Detroit. I mean, he's getting paid. I mean, big
time
money.
Yep.
But nothing against Coach Vogel at all.
I understand.
I just really thought Monty Williams could have been a guy that could have stayed here for a very, very long time, like a Coach Pop kind of duration.
Uh-huh.
And I think that would have been neat. But unfortunately, it didn't happen, and he's coaching the Detroit Pistons.
Boy, you think back in that run that they had too, and what a great run, what a great locker room coach. I mean, heck of a coach. The only guy he couldn't get on board was DA, and none of the guys, CP3, Booker, whoever, could never get DeAndre Ayton on board except for the playoff run when they went to the finals. That's about the only time I think on a consistent basis we saw DeAndre Ayton that was dialed in for over 2-3 weeks at a time. And then he faded the last, 3 games of that Milwaukee series. He couldn't, Monty couldn't talk sense into him. CP3 just gave up. Book just gave up talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, he was bound to be gone.
Bet the game, watch the game. The Sportsbook at Casino Arizona, they're our sponsor of our headlines today. They have 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens displaying all the betting lines. We are excited that we're going to be announcing our Final 4 plans at Talking Stick Resort in their new Sportsbook. We'll have details on that later, as well as our bracket contest that we're going to be doing with our friends here at Twin Peaks, because it is a Thursday, and we are broadcasting live from the Deer Valley location. And every Thursday at all 5 locations, you can take advantage of the Blue Moon and Coors Light 29-degree man-sized drafts. Always good stuff. Our Learn and Row one call, that's all that is next, plus our underdog picks for the weekend. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on The Drive.
Clear.
The All-Star break officially here for the Phoenix Suns. Do you feel better or worse about this team's postseason chances at the All-Star break? 6:05 on The Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
You hear it all the time. Lawyers talk about all their experience, many years of experience with insurance companies, and experience in the courtroom. But what they're not talking about is their results. Maybe they don't have any. At Learn and Row, we're proud of our results because that's how we measure our success. We've helped over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries, with over $1 billion just in the last 5 years alone. When you want results, call Learn and Row.
Learn and Row is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drafts.
The President's Day weekend sale is here at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 20% off used clubs, 30% off select apparel, and get custom fit on the new TaylorMade QI10 drivers. Book your free custom fitting online today. Swing into Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for the President's Day weekend sale, or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Get ready. This week, Staples has deals so good, you're going to want to sit down. Are you sitting? I'll wait. Great. Right now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs. That's up to $180 off desk chairs, up to $180 off computer chairs, and up to $180 off gaming chairs. So hurry into Staples now for the Staples Sit-a-thon and grab a seat or two. Ends 3/2. In-store only. See associate for details.
My daughter is normally a little goofball, but after a bad night's sleep, she's too tired to be anything. That's why I trust Pure Z's Kids. Pure Z's Kids is mindfully formulated just for kids. Their non-habit forming, drug-free products help my daughter fall asleep naturally, giving her the rest to be her best.
I'm a dinosaur.
Her best dinosaur.
Pure Z's Kids, for ages 4 and up when needed. Explore our products at zquill.com.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day.
Vogel post game.
Service law firm. Just make
talking about Booker being tossed.
602-977-1900.
And then you can throw to the dog picks open.
Voted Arizona's best law firm.
Yeah, they just said they asked him to stop whatever his complaint was, and he didn't stop, so they teed him up. And then he said something else to the other official, and he ran him out. It's just freaking ridiculous. The total BS. To take a star player out of the game. See worse than what he did on a nightly basis. I've seen it before. I see it every night. So unprecedented. Those are good officials that were on the game tonight, but that was certainly uncalled for and BS.
That's Coach Vogel talking about Devin Booker being ejected in the first quarter of yesterday's game against Detroit.
5 minutes
in,
Yeah. Crazy. Interact, need a check, make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. And always at lernerrow.com. And also remind you that the Lerner Row Gives Back Golf Tournament, 11th year, is coming up in April. And all that information is up at lernerrowgivesback.com. Let's get to Tiger Woods. He returns to the golf course today, which is great, making his first appearance in an official PGA Tour event since the 2023 Masters. And no one really knows what to expect other than we know he's wearing his Sunday red shoes, the golf shoes. Now he's no longer with Nike. Here's Jax with the latest.
Yeah, Tiger Woods, he's through 14 right now at even. He's got 4 birdies, but 4 bogeys, which has the even score there. Some notable performances include Patrick Cantlay. He's your leader at 8 under through 15, followed by 5 guys tied for second at 5 under, which include Tom Hoagie, Cam Davis, Jordan Spieth, Will Zalatoris, and Luke List. Some other notable performances right now. Scotty Scheffler, 3 under through 6. And one disappointing, and a guy that's here locally in Scottsdale, Max Homa, 3 over through 5 holes. Rough start there, Jimmy B.
I like Homa too.
Wait a minute, Jax, you missed it. You missed the name. Lucas Glover showed up for his tee time today. Got out there and played. Very good.
Good.
The alarm went off today. He was there.
For those who missed it, Lucas at the WM Phoenix Open slept through his tee time and was disqualified.
Well, he had he didn't reset his time.
Yeah, he didn't set his time.
He didn't have
right.
Phoenix time. I think he had California time. He was an hour behind.
Hour
behind.
Speaking of that is all this talk about the changes that are going to be coming to the Waste Management Phoenix Open next year. They got 360 plus days to figure it out, but the kind of press that has gone out there viral, and the videos, more videos I've ever seen in my life. The one that we did, did 50, 60,000 impressions.
Rock, you were viral throughout the nation.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. But the fact that, I've had more discussions. I had some discussions this morning with some folks. One thing I do want to clear that the hospitality tents did not suspend alcohol sales. It was just the general admission.
Oh,
so I think that's important.
Yep.
Now, I'm sure there were folks that could not get in that had hospitality passes that couldn't get in to go into their suite when they knocked off, they shut everything down. That is probably something that needs to get addressed. If you bought a suite for, say, $600,000 or $100,000 and some of your clients couldn't get in, that's something I'm sure they're going to have to work on.
How much do you think the weather changed everything?
Well, the reason why the weather, and Jack's pointed out to this last week too, or on Monday, is the fact that when the weather is nice, people can be on the grounds, all over the grounds.
Okay.
When the weather's wet, you're gravitating to the sidewalks. You can only fit so many people on the sidewalks. Sure. I mean, I know myself walking through the tournament, I'm going up hills and walking all over. I'm staying away from the car paths because they're so busy. So now you have all that water and all that moist grass. No one's sitting down. That becomes a problem.
But that doesn't excuse the unruly behavior, Rock. I mean, the weather, the rain, the whole 9 yards doesn't excuse people to be idiots.
I'm not
yelling
saying that.
And all that.
I think, that's happened forever. It just, I think, got
blown
out more this year.
And maybe
I think people were irritated because alcohol sales were out. Imagine if you paid $400, $500, $600 for a ticket or whatever you paid,
right?
And you get in there, and you may have had a few before you got there, and then you find out that, wow, I just spent $100 for a ticket and I can't get a beer.
Yeah,
you're pissed off all of a sudden.
But still, you're not yelling at the golfers or being a jackass. That's no excuse, Rock.
I'm not saying it is, Manuch. I'm just saying we're only pointing out the 3 or 4 of those incidents. It's not like it happened on every single hole with every single golfer. It does happen a lot on 16. Those golfers know going in on 16 that's going to happen.
Yeah.
When it happens on 18 and other holes, that's a little bit different. But I'm not saying it's okay. Yeah. I'm not saying it's okay. But at the end of the day, these golfers have a choice. If they want to play in this golf tournament, this is what this golf tournament's all about. Live Tour's doing that. Live Tour's a party.
Yeah, they have a party hole.
Lots of party holes.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be it. You're right, Rock. That'd be the discretion of the golfers going, hey, heads up. Gets a little unruly. It's this and that. But I mean, they just, I don't know how much more secure they can put out there. They had a ton. Unless you put unmarked guys in between the crowds here and there to just make sure if somebody acts a fool or does something stupid that you're right there on the spot. That's hard when you have 200,000 people all over the place.
And and Jack's kind of pointed this. There are people that were hired to work there that got to the point towards the end of Friday or Saturday, said, I'm done. This is a part-time gig. I'm volunteering, or most of these are volunteers. Sure. But even the hawkers and people that are selling the beer and the sodas and all that stuff, they probably just got to the point where I can't do this anymore.
Right.
Here's my shirt. I'm out. And I think that probably happened a lot.
Yeah, the weather, too, being out in the rain all day.
Cold.
No one wants to be there. But, there's no excuse letting in 25,000, 50,000 more people than expected. And then, I don't mean to bring it up, but what happened in Kansas City could definitely going to happen here if the security wasn't as great, if they're letting all these people in.
And at 16, with the person that fell, she got up on a rail, wasn't a suite. She wasn't in a suite.
Right.
Kind of was sitting on the top rail, which you shouldn't be doing, and fell. And thank goodness she's okay, 15 feet or whatever it may have been. So, there are a lot of different storylines going on out there, but the fact is I think the Thunderbirds will do what they need to do. They'll get ahead of this. There'll be some statements. There'll be some changes. You're already seeing some stories in the Arizona Republic and AZ Central Sports and AZCentral.com that they are addressing this. And I know they're probably right now fact-finding. Why did it get to this point, or what can we do next time? And I'm sure they're going to come back with a very comprehensive plan to let the folks know that did have to deal with that and say, hey, this is good. The interesting part about it, with our stuff that went viral, you're getting calls from people that have never been to the tournament that live out of state. They're saying, is that the way it really is? And that sucks. Because it is by far the most. It's the best. I've been to the Masters, and there's nothing better than that. I've been to PGA Championships. I've been to U.S. Opens. They're all great. This tournament is special because it's in our backyard, and it is the fact that it's unique in that we have the Coliseum at 16, and now 17 is a short par 3, which has been forever, a short par 4, I should say. That it is really. But I just think that we're going to learn from it as a community, and I think the Thunderbirds. They're connected in so many ways in this market. They're going to do what's right.
Yeah, I think to that point, Rock, what you said as far you learn from it. Sometimes things get out of hand, get away from it. So for it's okay. So what can they do to improve it to make sure that because people are going to be idiots no matter what. You can't control that, but as long as you control some of the other facets of it, I think that's going to be the key.
And I was told too that the suites were fine. 16 suites were fine. It was moving. No problems, no lines. They didn't run out of beer, didn't run out of food. Everything was moving real well. So the folks that run that did a hell of a job. Catering companies did a hell of a job. So that's good to know because let's be honest, you really need to have a hospitality ticket to really take it all in.
I would agree with that.
I hate to say that.
It's 100% better.
It is. And the fact that, you can have your 10 drinks or whatever it is. But I just think that they will fix this, and they will fix it sooner than later. And, I'm not going to stop going. There's no way.
No, I'm not.
Or we're not going to stop supporting it.
That's correct.
But when they're ready, the tournament director, they will come on with us, and we will have a conversation and let them. They're going to go on every radio station. They're going to go on television because this is a huge story. Because it's a black eye on our city, and it sucks. And I know the Thunderbirds are embarrassed about it because they're the best, one of the best. I think the Fiesta Bowl's up there too. It's civic organizations.
I think the tournament, the pros outweigh the cons, but there was a lot of cons in the tournament this year. But the pros will outweigh it. They'll get it fixed, and it'll still be an outstanding event that I think we all look forward to each and every year.
Real quick, this is where we have our underdog picks of the week, and let's just fly through it real quick because we're short on time. We're going to talk some college basketball next, so we'll talk U of A specifically. I'm going with Stanford plus 4.5 against Washington. They've led the series the last couple years. Stanford's playing pretty good. I'll take Stanford over Washington.
I got Minnesota at number 2 Purdue. They're a 16.5-point dog. I think they cover that. Even though it's at Purdue, I just say it's a lot of points, even for the number 2 ranked Purdue Boilermakers.
I'm going to take Temple 14.5 at Florida Atlantic. It is the battle of the Owls. And remember, Florida Atlantic was in the Final Four last year. They brought everybody back, but they've been kind of scruffling along. They've been winning, but they haven't been blowing people out. That's why I'm grabbing the 14.5.
So, that was the game I had first, and I took it down. So I'm with you on that one.
Okay.
Totally with you.
Okay.
Go Temple.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the Summit League, North Dakota State plus 4.5 at Oral Roberts. I think they're starting to get on the right foot. Won 3 of their last 4 games. I like NDSU.
It's great. Shu just has to take somebody else's pick.
All right, Shu. We're in that boat together.
I have a question because I have a pick, but Jimmy B took the wrong line. Like Temple is plus 19.5. I don't know where he got the 14.5 number from.
I wrote it down wrong. I won. Better. It is 19.5. Yeah.
So can I take Temple plus 19.5 and Jimmy B stays with Temple plus 14.5? Because if that's an option, I'll do that. If that's allowed, I'm in. If not, I'll be with you, Manuch. Minnesota plus 16.5 against Purdue. We're seeing a lot of upsets. Not calling it upset, but I think Minnesota can keep it close.
Hey, our records through last week, myself and Manuch are 11-12. Jimmy is 8-14-1. Jax is the only one over 500 at 14-10. And Shu is in the cellar at 5-9-1. But he got in late. He got in late. Hey, Arizona is the new number 1 seed in the latest March Madness bracket. Prediction by Andy Katz, who's one of the best from NCAA.org. We're going to catch up with the radio color analyst Ryan Hansen as he'll break it all down as Arizona will host Arizona State on Saturday. That's all next right here from Twin Peaks, Deer Valley. It's Fox Sports.
Clear.
Oh. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Suns enter the All-Star break on a 2-game winning streak that has them 5th in the West at 33-22. Their push for the postseason resumes on the 22nd against the Mavericks. D-backs manager Torey Lovello said most of the roster is already at spring training, despite not needing to report till the 19th. They play the Rockies the 23rd in their first spring game. GCU men's hoops go for a 6th straight win when they host Utah Tech. The Lopes are an undefeated 12-0 at home. ASU beat Oregon State yesterday. Next up, 6th-ranked Arizona on Saturday. And the Coyotes return to the ice tomorrow when they take on the Hurricanes. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
The President's Day weekend sale is here at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 20% off used clubs, 30% off select apparel, and get custom fit on the new TaylorMade QI10 drivers. Book your free custom fitting online today. Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for the President's Day weekend sale, or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
When it comes to insurance, we don't focus on the competition. We focus on our customers. At Crest Insurance Group, customer service is not what we do, but who we are. Now more than ever, businesses and families are turning to knowledgeable partners to help provide them with the insurance coverages they need. We've worked hard to become one of the country's top independent agencies, and our clients benefit from our vision, experience, and outstanding service. Contact Crest and let our insurance professionals tell you what they see. You'll be glad you did.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the scenic views stick around after the sun sets, and your favorite cocktails keep you company long after overtime. Where else can you unwind with bourbon and late-night bites? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Oh yeah, it's Globetrotter game time. Get ready for the Harlem Globetrotters 2023 World Tour. Presented by Jersey Mike Subs. All new, non-stop action, amazing basketball skills, 4-point shots, high-flying dunks, and more. Get tickets for the whole family, where you can be part of the action.
Ryan is ready.
Don't miss the Harlem Globetrotters at Footprint Center on March 4th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheets. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheets. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Hello, Phoenix. We have some exciting news. Local high school sports has a new home right here on Fox Sports 910 AM. The Coach B and Eternal radio show can now be heard right here on Fox Sports 910 every Sunday morning at 6:30 a.m. Don't miss it.
Owning a Mercedes-Benz EV isn't just extraordinary, it's extra easy. With full remote access to your vehicle from your phone via the Mercedes Me Connect app, the vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more. MBUSA.com/EQ.
Your life.
All right, talk some University of Arizona basketball. Joining us now is their color analyst, Ryan Hansen, joins us here on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix. So many Wildcat fans, this is their favorite time of the year as they get ready for another March Madness. And all the projections, for the most part, have them the #1 seed in the West in the bracket projection. And Ryan, right out of the gate, is there a confidence between the fan base right now that this team might be a little special here?
I think there's a level of confidence for sure that this team could be special, but I think there's a little trepidation as well. I mean,
okay.
As much as they love what Tommy Lloyd has brought to the table, Arizona has not, made it past the Sweet 16 with Tommy and the 2 chances that they've had, and maybe still a little bit stung from last year's first-round exit. So they look at the ceiling, and I think they see the ceiling's pretty high with this group, probably higher than even last year's group, but I think they want to make sure that the Wildcats get out of that first weekend, which is never a foregone conclusion, especially under Coach Lloyd. Haven't seen it yet. I can see it coming, but I think that's where the confidence gets a little bit shaken.
It's always nice to be that top seed, but would you prefer, you've been covering this team for a long time, been part of it, would you rather them be a little bit lower in there, or do you rather them get through that first round being then top seed?
I think the difference between being the #1 seed this year and a 2 and beyond is greater than ever before. The parity in college basketball is so dangerous for a 2, 3, 4 seed in that first round. still believe this. We've seen it now twice where 16 has beaten a 1, so it's not impossible. That's been removed. The 4-minute mile has, Roger Bannister has taken care of that, right? So that's been eclipsed with the 16 beating a 1 now twice. But I think that gap is huge. I would much rather position myself, if I was a coach or if I was, leading the charge, for the best possible path. And it starts with your seeding, but you and I know even better than that. There's so many more factors beyond seeding. It's matchups, it's luck, it's are you hot, are you injured? All of those things almost are more important than the seed. Whereas, you see the seed line and you get excited. Those other factors seem to far outweigh your seed line.
Right, interesting. You guys won the last 5 in a row, but there for a while you'd win 2, you'd lose 1. You win 2, you lose 1. These last 5 wins in a row, is this team finally on track? Have they gotten that traction to the true identity? Because we saw up, we saw down, which is very unrare for a U of A Wildcat program.
Yeah, there's no doubt we saw some head-scratching losses to a certain degree to start the Pac-12, right? 3 straight losses on the road against teams that, let's be honest, relatively speaking, are probably not going to be in the NCAA tournament, other than maybe Washington State. Now, I think people are saying, wait a minute, that loss up there, not as bad as you thought. But for Arizona, as you said, just that lack of running 5, 6, 7, 8 off in a row in a conference run, that's what we've typically seen. I do believe that when the calendar turned in February and Arizona went to Oregon, a place that they have not played well at the Matthew Knight Arena, heck, not many teams have played well there and had success in the recent past. That win, I think, was a little bit of an internal statement to themselves that they now recognize what it takes to go on a run in February to prepare yourself for March. Have they completely turned the corner? No, because it took triple overtime to win at Utah. They didn't salt that one away like they did in Boulder. So they're taking steps in the right direction, guys, but I don't think they've turned the corner by any means.
Well, let's talk about that. That was my next question for you, Ryan. You get the triple overtime win against Utah at Utah on the road. Then you blow the doors off of Colorado at Colorado. I don't know, watch them, but it seemed like the Cats breathed. They exhaled, and they feel good about themselves and say, look, we got that one behind us. We got nothing but clear sky in front of them, at least to a point.
And to a point, you're right. Going into that weekend, that was, arguably the most difficult Pac-12 road trip because both teams were undefeated, combined 24-0 at home. So on paper, looked like the toughest road trip. But Tommy Lloyd was quoted after the Colorado win as saying, you know what the toughest road trip is? It's the next road game. That's the toughest one, and that will be in a couple of weeks up in Tempe. And trust me, that will be a sold-out arena, tough environment. The rivalry game always is. So the Wildcats, they've got a lot of steps to improve upon. Granted, the path right now looks very good for them as long as they hold serve at home with 4 of their next 5 at home. That sets them up nicely, but still, you've got to keep moving forward and don't rest on your laurels, as I'm sure it will be brought up before this conversation's over. The Devils, if I recall, did they win in McHale last year? I can't remember if that 3-quarter court shot went in or not. Oh, wait, yeah, that went in.
That's
Holy
awesome.
crap.
Well, that's my follow-up question. Now you guys are sitting, and I get it. It's late in the season, and guys are dinged and they're nicked a little bit, and everybody appreciates a little bit of rest. But are you concerned this might be too much rest since you don't play until the weekend?
Oh, you ask a great question, right? When you're hot, you want to get right back out there, roll the ball out, let's go. And Arizona is on a roll right now, but I think you've touched on it. This late in the season, a little extra time to recuperate, to get yourself right. We know the physical nature of this game, and Arizona's been riding an 8-man rotation for pretty much the majority of the season. So the rest right now, I feel, is far more important than the momentum that you could potentially lose by not playing Thursday and playing Saturday. I think that rest is critical for this 8-man rotation that Tommy Lloyd has deployed and is probably going to ride out.
Well, what is it about that rotation when they're hitting on all cylinders, Ryan? I mean, to me, they get up and down the court. You see a little bit of a difference, maybe more focus on defense, but it seems like every year they got the traction. But what is it in particular from your eyes as a colored commentator that you go, okay, now they're in sync or now they're in gear?
when they share the basketball, when they move the basketball, and when they play with pace, and a lot of people they sometimes think playing fast and playing with pace means you just get up a lot of shots quickly in the shot clock, and that's not always the case. When I watch Arizona in the half court, where it's a side out of bounds and they enter the ball and it's kind of starts from zero, do they start playing with pace? Are they moving hard without the basketball? That's when Arizona's firing on all cylinders. When Arizona's firing on all cylinders, guys, the bench contributes. Jaden Bradley and KJ Lewis are defensive juggernauts. They change the game when they come off the bench defensively. When they're scoring, holy cow, that's adding another level of Arizona basketball, difficult to beat when those guys start scoring for you. And when you consistently see balance, obviously we love when Caleb Love there's pun intended, when he goes off for 36 at Oregon, helps you essentially win that game. But when Arizona's balanced offensively and has 5 guys in double figures and maybe 1 or 2 with 8 or 9 points, that makes them dangerous. And that's the best version of Arizona basketball.
Let me do a follow-up then with the big guy in Ballo. Last year when I spoke to you on the show, I asked you if he had a drop step, and you indicated no, he doesn't have that in his game last year. So I've watched him closely this year. I still really haven't seen a good drop step move for a big man, and he still seems to be awkward at times around the basket. Is that a fair assessment, or am I all wet?
Coach, you're right on point right there. If you watch Ballo,
Coach, wait, Ryan, come on. Don't give Jimmy B a coach. His head's getting big right now.
I have a hat on.
Oh, I love it.
And he's only 5'3", so he feels good about basketball, you know?
Right? You know when Jimmy and I start going chalk talk on each other, we're nerding out here. It's good stuff. When you watch Ballo, right, he does his work, his best work, before he catches the basketball.
Yes.
It's not after he catches it, right? So that drop step's not there. The shimmy's not there. If he buries you in front of the rim, it's over. If you get high side and he can put you up and create a lob pass opportunity over the top from the high post, it's over. But if he catches you on the block where he has to make 1 or 2 moves, it's not the dream shake from Hakeem Olajuwon out of Ballo's offensive weapons that he gets his damage done. He does it before he catches the ball. So if you watch him and you see him doing all that work early and getting a foot advantage and an angle advantage on you, that's when he's at his best.
Ryan, last one, early on before the season started, a lot of those folks that, do all the projections, predictions, and all that said, Pac-12 5 teams should get into the March Madness field. Right now, we know Arizona's in. Who would be your number 2? Because it looks like it may only be 2 now.
I'll tell you, it's disappointing, right?
Yeah.
Because we know night in and night out, we watch it. The Pac-12 does have some quality players, but the teams just have not separated themselves. They didn't do the job in the non-conference to garner the respect. And, Washington State has 18 wins, but how many of those are of the quality variety where they're an at-large lock? They're not today. But how they're playing, if I'm looking at who's playing the best regardless of record, I look at Washington State and UCLA. I think UCLA is starting to figure some things out. Defensively, they've been on point all season long. Offensively, they were a train wreck early. They're starting to figure it out. Dylan Andrews playing a lot better. They're really starting to understand their roles more. But don't count out what Kyle Smith is doing with Washington State. Miles Rice is an incredible freshman. Isaac Jones has done a great job. They should be in the tournament. I think when you look at their 7 games that are left, very favorable for the Cougs. 5 games at home where they're undefeated, only 2 on the road, and that's at the Arizona school. So let's say they stumble at those 2, win their 5 at home. I think they're sitting pretty nicely at 20-plus wins and only 8 losses. And if those 2 losses are to Arizona State, I think those are your 2 teams outside of Arizona that are playing their best. The problem for the Bruins, 13-11 record. They may have to run the table. They're in a really tough spot without non-conference quality wins in front of them.
Hey, do me a favor. When you see my first radio partner many years ago, Joe Mueller, hit him in the right arm, just the right arm, because we're going to be playing golf here in a few weeks. So I just want to make sure he can't play to his normal level. All right?
I'm here for you, Roc and Manuch. I'm here. Coach Jimmy, I love you, man.
Thank you, Ryan.
All right,
Appreciate it. Ryan Hansen, the University of Arizona radio color analyst. Always nice to take some time. And you can always follow him on Twitter at UA Rhino. That's UARYNO, as they're winners of 5 straight, including that incredible 3 overtime win at Utah. Coming up, it is time for our Twin Peaks picks. We need a contestant right now to challenge one of the beautiful girls here from our Deer Valley location. We'll take the 5th caller at 602-260-9191. That's 260-9191. And we're appreciative to Blue Moon and Coors Light for helping us out on this. Next.
Transaction complete.
Clear.
How's that credit card statement looking?
Uh-oh.
Not
Rock, is that note from you on the dock?
To win $1,000 every hour with inflation compensation at the top of the hour weekdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
This is what they do.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. At Lerner and Rowe, we pride ourselves on giving back, so we want to help you win $1,000 in cash. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Get ready for the Harlem Globetrotters 2023 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs. All new, nonstop action, amazing basketball skills, and more. Don't miss the Harlem Globetrotters at Footprint Center on March 4th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Hi, this is Kelly Cooper. Now picture this. You and your friends or family are gathered around a table, laughing, toasting, and sharing stories. At the Melting Pot, we're not just a restaurant, we're an experience. Are you ready to glow up your next birthday celebration? Look no further than the Melting Pot, where unforgettable moments are created and delicious memories are made. The Melting Pot is your perfect night out, where birthdays become memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, check us out online at meltingpot.com. That's meltingpot.com.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, hashtag sexy roof status. At State 48 Roofing, we are family owned and operated, born and raised in Arizona. We'd love to give back to our schools and community. Contact us at state48roofing.com.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks, but Lerner and Rowe does. After your car wreck, you need an attorney to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Lerner and Rowe has thousands of 5-star reviews, decades of experience, and we've recovered billions of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversation in other language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's BABBEL.com.
Time for Peaks Picks, your weekly chance to win a $50 Twin Peaks man card by outscoring one of the beautiful Twin Peaks girls. Today's Twin Peaks challenge is poured by Blue Moon and Coors Light. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree man-sized drafts. Twin Peaks, the best views in the game. Open in Scottsdale, Phoenix, Tempe, Glendale, and Deer Valley.
All right, we do it every Thursday, and it's called our Peaks Picks. It's usually a little easier during the football season, so you got to really try to find some cool stuff this time around. But David in Glendale, he got in, and Shu gave him the games. It's Bucks at Grizzlies, Warriors at Jazz, and then Arizona State at the University of Arizona on Saturday night. So Jack's just talked to Sarah, who's the bartender here at Deer Valley. Unfortunately, she will not be able to join us on camera or on the air. Sorry, boys, but or Jax, more importantly. I mean,
Jax is always
you
trying
had
that.
Jax. You had 2.5 hours. At least 2 hours to get her on the air with us.
Yeah, because what did he contribute? The golf.
Nothing.
It was just a golf update, right? So he's just been there.
That's
So he's had time.
Whoa, Shu. Whoa. I mean, YouTube does its own thing. I mean, you just got to set it up, hit play.
Shu is feeling it back there today.
And,
Wow.
and it's like all we need is you could have worked out the schedule with her. You could have had somebody cover for her. I mean, her bar is full, so I get it.
Yeah.
We don't want to take business away here at Twin Peaks Deer Valley. But anyway, I know Dave's on hold, but all right, let's get to it. Bucks at Grizzlies. Who'd Sarah go with?
She went with the Bucks.
Okay, and Shu, what's Dave going with?
Dave going with the Grizzlies.
Dave going with the Grizzlies.
Ooh, wow.
All right.
Warriors at the Jazz. That's also tonight. Which way did Sarah go here?
The Warriors.
All right. Which way did Dave go there? Shu?
Also took the Warriors.
All right, college basketball, ASU at U of A. It is Saturday night. What do we got here with Sarah?
Yeah, she's smart. She went with U of A.
Why would you? Let me ask you this.
Wow.
Time out, Jax. You always had some influence on the questions, right?
Oh.
Or the answers, I should say, right?
No.
No, is she from Tucson?
Yeah, so she's actually from here locally, but her dad went to the school in Tucson. So
Is
she had some
her
influence
dad
there.
is her dad
Dad
older
making
than
the
me,
pick?
or would I be more dad's age, or
He's not older than me.
grandfather would be Jimmy B?
No, I'd probably be your age, Rob.
All right,
Yeah.
good. All right, so all right, and then what Dave go with?
Well, I'm confused here because Jack said that the smart pick was to take U of A. So does that mean Dave made the dumb pick by taking ASU? Because that's what Dave did. So I just want to get that on the record.
Sorry, Dave, Glendale. We apologize. All right, well, there's your picks. Thanks to Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. Again, our fan pick'em will be coming back for the brackets. March Fever. March Fever is what it's called. And that'll be coming out here March 17th. So it'll be here before you know it. Spring training, too. Can't wait.
Spring training, college basketball, March Madness. It's not March Madness. We can't say that. What would we call? Yeah, the
we
March
can.
Fever.
We're allowed to say it. We just
okay.
can't use it in a promotion where there's money that changes hands.
Yeah,
You can
God-
always say March Madness,
Yeah.
but we can't say it's a March Madness contest.
Yeah, I want to get a call from the principal. Say, nope, can't do that. And the suits say, nope, nowhere to do that. We're so used to saying the big game anymore. Hell, I think I was saying the big game more than the Super Bowl.
You have.
Because we were so conditioned at their Casino Arizona showing the big game. So
Speaking of Blue Moon and Coors Light, if you're looking for a drinking game,
Uh-oh.
if you're watching Suns game and the newest Sun, you're not going to answer that for me?
Oh, Thaddeus Young, is that who you're
No,
talking about?
no.
Oh, okay, so you're going for
Royce
O'Neal.
O'Neal.
Okay.
So if Royce O'Neal has a big game and he happens to get interviewed,
I see where this is going.
he likes to say two words a lot,
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. So I counted an interview the other day over 20, and it was a 1 minute interview. So that is your drinking game.
Oh, man. You got to take a hit every time he says
Yeah,
you know.
you got to take a sip every
3.
time. I mean, you'll go through
Hey,
that 12-pack quick.
Taylor Swift might win that drinking game where she chugged that beer the other night.
Give me a
She
break. That
knocked
was
that
one,
bad boy
oh,
down.
You guys are so
Bang!
That's
full
weak.
beer. I mean,
That's so weak.
she can
She's
hang
allowed
around.
to drink. So what?
No, I'm just saying she chugged that beer. You said drinking game. game, so she knocked that bad boy back. She's a hell of an athlete in order to do something like that. Man,
That's an athletic event.
Exactly right. Well,
Yeah, she'd probably be a high draft pick in the beer Olympics based off of just that film there.
Yeah, probably a hell of a beer pong
Speaking
player.
of drinking, football at 50, I want to squeeze this in. UCLA is one of several long-time Pac-12 programs that are migrating to the Big Ten. We all know that. In preparation of their move, they have announced that they are expanding the Den. It's the student section there in the Rose Bowl. So as a result, 1,000 students will have the opportunity to sit in parts of the sections 2 and 6, if you know this venue,
2,
and putting them along the east sideline, which is close to the 50-yard line, which is directly behind the opponent's bench,
where they should.
So if they need some material, just go on Instagram and just type in Waste Management Phoenix Open, and you'll be able to get some good stuff there.
I love that. Yeah, it'll put you right behind the visitors' bench.
And what's great about it is this new seating. Like I said, 1,000 people, but the way it works, it's first come first serve. So you got to get out there, you got to camp, and their first home game, there's going to need to be a lot of drinking as they open up with Indiana. So they got Oregon at home, Iowa at home, USC and Minnesota all in league play. And a new head coach with Deshaun Foster.
That's right.
So how about that, Anyway, that'll do it for hour number 2. Coming up in hour number 3, we're going to catch up with Howard Balzer as a former quarterback for the Cardinals, retired to become a coach under another former head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, if you follow me on that. We also got some college football nuggets to pass along, and we'll dive more into how social media reacted to Devin Booker getting ejected early on in that game last night against the Detroit Pistons. Our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question today has to do with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. Who's the Suns MVP at the halfway point of the season? Is it Devin Booker or Kevin Durant? You can vote on X at Roc and Manuch. That's all brought to you by State 48 Roofing. They always sponsor our It's Your Call question of the day. State48roofing.com. Hour number 3 is coming up from Twin Peaks, Deer Valley. Listen to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here on Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
As easy as pie?
Sure. All you have to do is enter your license plate or VIN.
As easy as a stroll in the park.
Okay, then just answer a few questions and you'll get a real offer in seconds.
As easy as singing.
Why not? Schedule a pickup or drop off and Carvana will pay you that amount right on the spot.
As easy as playing guitar.
Actually, I find that kind of difficult. But selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
Can be.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get an instant offer today.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every touchdown, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today, and you'll get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only, must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. T&Cs apply.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. oh so soft fabric. Ooh la la, it's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes, you know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets, more freshness, more softness, less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
GCU Men's Hoops plays host to Utah Tech tonight, going for a 6th straight win. The Lokes an undefeated 12-0 at home. For ASU, they beat Oregon State yesterday. Next up, a big match with 6th-ranked Arizona on Saturday. The Utes return to the ice tomorrow against the Hurricanes. The Suns enter the All-Star break on a 2-game winning streak that has them 5th in the West at 33-22. Their push for the postseason resumes on the 22nd against the Mavs. D-backs manager Torey Lovello said most of the roster is already at spring training. Despite not needing to report till the 19th, they play the Rockies the 23rd in their first spring game. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website.
Pay.
That's
pay.
Enter it now. FoxSports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Thursday night, look for clear skies out there, temperatures dipping down into the upper 40s. And then for your Friday, mostly sunny skies with temperatures in the low 70s. As we head into the weekend, plenty of sun with temperatures in those mid to upper 70s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Stand Up to Cancer.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Deer Valley, located in the Deer Valley Town Center. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Life.
Still the Phoenix Suns as Kevin Durant dropped in 25. To beat the Detroit Pistons 116-100 as former head coach Monty Williams returned. Good to see him. And ASU has posted some back-to-back wins as they cruised past Oregon State last night, 79-61. But the story from last night's game, aside from them winning, there's two stories that happened early in the day and into the game. One was the fact that police in Phoenix have arrested a Detroit Pistons player by the name of Isaiah Stewart, as he had an argument with Suns Drew Eubanks, which started in the arena's parking garage when they both arrived to the game. It escalated, and Stewart punched Eubanks, and he was arrested for assault and issued a citation and released. The NBA is expected to review the footage, and then we'll see what comes down after that. So that's one of the stories. And the other was the fact that Devin Booker got ejected early on in the first quarter, as he now got out early to get ready for the All-Star game, All-Star weekend. So what do you got there?
Imagine showing up to Twin Peaks and you get there maybe 10 minutes late to the start of the game, and you sit down and you have no idea what happened, and you learn in a span of 10 minutes of the game, Devin Booker's been ejected and there was a fight pregame between two players. You just walk in late, 10 minutes, boom, you've learned all of this stuff.
Missed it all. You're like, wow, what's going on here?
Booker, he's gone. Would he leave early to the All-Star game, have to catch a flight to get out? That was just so odd to see that. I mean, the second tee still mystifies me, Jimmy. How, I mean, you're looking away, you're pointing, you made some kind of sign, whatever, you walk back, and that official.
What do you mean, what kind of sign?
Well, he looked up the stands.
Explain that.
Well, he just looked up at the sign. He did waved or did something like that.
We don't know what he was pointing at.
We were pointing at or what he was doing, and but his back, the official was
Was it a
behind him.
gang sign or
No,
was it a
no,
middle
no.
finger?
He was pointing, no.
Was
Just was
it
pointing.
his finger pin? You know, hey, he saw his fan
Hey,
club
I'm
out
number
there.
one.
I think he might have said, "Hey, ref, that's where your butt needs to be, right up there."
Saw
in the
somebody drinking Cocoa 5.
No,
Or, you know, what was it? You know,
I think he was suggesting maybe the official needs to have his butt in the stands versus on the court.
That could have been.
He
the
might have
case.
heard him and
Yes.
said, "All right, that's enough of that." I mean, it was quick. He was like,
he was gone.
He was like offended. The official, the referee's like, "All right, I got it right." It's like he had it out. Not that he had it out for him. Like, I'm going to show you. Like
you
he
wonder.
totally offended him.
You wonder. I know it's. This isn't Devin, but we don't know Devin. We really don't know
not
much
really.
about him other than what we see on television and hear his interviews. Good guy. I think everybody loves.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe he wanted. It's a back-to-back, and maybe it's one of those deals we always talk about load management.
That's
and
it.
instead of load management, where they would give him a lot of grief, he at least started. You saw him play if you got there in time, and then he got out.
Yep, 5 minutes, and then all right, I'm going to go back to the locker room
Well,
and sit in the hot tub.
I find that a little, and then if it is, it's hypocritical of him because what he said the day after about making sure they win these 2 games, get your rest, keep your focus, make sure we win these 2 games. So when we come back, we're ready to go make the run. He
Manuch,
said that.
They
I'm
were
like,
playing
okay,
Detroit.
I
Manuch.
get it.
They
I
were
get
playing
it. So
Detroit.
he knew that.
He did.
So if if you're
So he
preaching
easily,
the choir,
no load management. He's
Okay.
out. He can go home.
I'll say, so here's the guy say, "Hey guys, we need all hands on board. Let's make sure we win, all that." And then he's going to get tossed on purpose. I don't. That's a little hypocritical if it was. I mean, he's got. We
don't know what goes on. I mean, there's so much behind the scenes that us in the media and fans have no clue. He may have said to Durant, "Hey, buddy, my legs bother me a little bit. I'm gonna start, but I'm gonna get ejected." And then maybe even they had a $100 bet on 5 minutes over under at 5 minutes and 13 seconds.
Is that why he
whatever
looked at KD when he walked out, and winked at him, said, "You got
exactly?
this." Yeah,
you owe me dinner at Mastro's. Whatever it is.
Good.
Let me tell you what coaches do on the sidelines in basketball, and it happens in college and in the NBA. They'll tell the assistant coach, "All right, I'm going to get one right now," meaning I'm going to go get a tee. And then they'll say to them, if they're still totally unhappy with the way their team is playing, "All right, grab me because I'm going to go get ejected."
Yeah.
I mean, all that takes place all the time.
Exactly.
All the time.
We saw
They
Bill
still get paid to be there.
Yeah.
We saw Bill Self at KU. They were losing so
Yes.
bad. He basically ejected himself.
He did, Manuch.
He ran to that official. So I said, "Please eject me now.
Yeah.
Let me get my guys fired up. Throw me out. Throw me out."
That was it.
That's just, I don't know. It's Detroit, and that's a bad team.
Oh, they're bad.
Oh, my goodness.
They have Cade Cunningham, and that's it.
Well, whether Isaiah Stewart's in the lineup or not, obviously, I'm amazed he's still on the team. He may not be after this incident.
Right.
I mean, why would Monty want that headache? I thought it was kind of funny that Monty's standing up for his guy, like, "Well, we don't know the whole story, and I'll take a look at it." And I'm like, Monty,
Don't you think he has to do that, though?
I get it. He has to do it to protect his guys
Yeah.
and whatever.
Got to protect the
versus,
team.
Isaiah's been a knucklehead many times, and good. I'm glad he got his ass popped, or that's something like that. So
Tiger Woods playing some golf for the first time since the Masters last year, at least competitive golf at the Genesis, which he's a big part of. And currently he is even through 17. Patrick Cantlay is -7. He is on top, followed by Cam Davis, who is tied with Luke List as -6. Luke is still playing. He's through 14. So if he is playing as well as that, he should finish first at the end of the day. But Tiger Woods, good to see him play.
Oh, yeah.
I just, at the end of the day, he's still good for golf.
Sure he is.
Even
Yes.
if he's,
I'm watching
older.
him. I'm watching him on the big screen here above your head.
As big as your head.
Well, pretty close, especially after I got that compliment from Coach.
I know. What is it with you and Ryan Hansen you're getting compliments?
Jimmy trying to go all technical. Yeah,
I
that
didn't go all
forward back step with the back move and the backdoor
Because
scenario.
he knew you and
with
I
the
wouldn't know
force
what it was.
Yeah, the back
He's just
step.
trying to sound important.
Yeah, he does that once in a while.
Once in a
It makes
while.
him feel good.
Yeah.
Makes him feel part of the show from here. Yeah, I'll make you see if I don't know if he'll make the cut or not, but see how that leg holds up.
Well, I can tell you right now because I've looked up several times with him walking the course. Guys, there is no limp. He is walking just fine. he's struggling with his golf game. He just hit one in the trees off the fairway.
But I think that's the main reason why I waited so long to come back.
Sure.
Just to make sure that he can walk like with the tournaments with his son, walking what they go 9 or 18 or whatever, being his caddy and being out there to test. I mean, this is a guy, folks, that he's lucky he's got his leg.
You're right.
He really does.
You're
From the
right.
knee down, that if it's the left leg or right leg, I forget. But I mean, he's very fortunate to have him. The rehab, and they were talking about his rehab with this leg. He said it is brutal.
Yeah.
Kind of rehab that he went through, and the grafts and the kind of things he's got to go through.
Big story about Tiger Woods returning, as you know, the official tournament kicked off the other day, right? And he took part in the Pro-Am yesterday. And one of the benefits of this event was that there was an In-N-Out burger stand that gave hamburgers to the competitors, and the stand resulted in a somewhat controversial moment for him because it revealed he doesn't like pickles.
He doesn't like pickles. He took the pickles
Yeah,
off the burger.
he ordered a double, no spread, no pickles.
Man, what a plain Jane kind of guy.
What a way to be the top story today. Thanks to Casino Arizona, the
Tiger
Sportsbook.
Tiger doesn't like pickles. Oh my gosh! What's next? Just mayo on the bad boy?
I love pickles.
I'm a pickle fan myself.
There's a lot of people that don't like pickles, but they like cucumbers.
I like them all.
I like cucumbers on my salad.
Pickles. Yeah, not cucumber on the burger.
No.
Got to be on the salad.
Yeah, on the salad. Yeah. But I'm a pickle guy. I like pickles.
I'm glad you like pickles.
Dill or sweet? Dill or sweet?
I like them both.
I hate the sweet ones.
I like those.
Got to go dill, Jimmy.
Man.
Yeah, I like sweet pickles.
When was the last time you drank pickle juice, Manuch?
Probably 2 weeks ago.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
2.
Because
you pull a hammy with the kids?
No. When I'm out there all day on Sundays, for some reason, I drink a lot of water, whatever. So if I'm getting ready for the show on Monday, I'll go sit there in my chair for like an hour doing to get up. I'll get the cramps coming on my hammies for standing out there all day long and not getting enough protein or water. So I'll go get the pickle juice, get a cup, because we've got jars of pickle juice for that. Knock it out.
My question is, what could you be doing for an hour to prep for this show?
I'm on there.
It doesn't show.
Sunday night, I'm making sure the gas.
Crap.
Yeah, make sure stuff's not on there. It's supposed to be on there. Stuff's up to date. Get the gas. Got all that stuff. But yeah, for some reason, the chair I sit in my office, I sit there about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
The cramps go. I don't know why.
Wait. So
Yeah.
the show prep show lineup that I get when I get to the studio is the finalized version. That's the one after all the edits have been made.
No. What you get is after Rock gets on it in the morning. I got on at night. Rock gets on, and then I get on it again.
Why?
Kind of tweak a little bit more, and then
What do you
get on
tweak?
Well, there's some of the sound is all out of order, whatever.
No,
so I
it's
get that
exactly how I want it to be as
Okay.
the driver.
So you want to go fourth quarter, then the first quarter
So
layup,
maybe
and then
the whole point is getting that best sound first.
You're right.
You grab the listener with your best material, then you get to that older sound.
Okay,
the
then I'm a little
sound
more
later in the game.
sequential as far as flow is concerned.
You're
So-
just not good with change.
no, I like
You
the flow.
hate it.
No, I like the
You
flow.
hate change.
Why do you go from the fourth quarter? Now let's listen to what happened.
Because the
in
fourth
first
quarter was the biggest play of the game that meant something.
Well, if that's,
It was a go-ahead touchdown pass. No one cares about what happened in the third quarter or the first quarter.
if you have first, second, third, that kind of leads up the build up to the final touchdown pass and the final call. Bingo. There you go. It's called sequentially setting up the format there, Rock. Did you get that?
Oh, can we go to break, Shu?
K-State.
1 minute.
I think fireballs are on. I got another minute. God, fireballs are special.
Mr. Akers, 101.
3 o'clock happy hour started.
Yeah.
You can go to break whenever you want, Rock.
All right, we'll go to break.
You're the boss.
Tomorrow on
You're right, you're
Drive,
clear.
with the All-Star break officially here for the Phoenix Suns, do you feel better or worse about this team's postseason chances at the All-Star break? 6:05 on the Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Traffic starting to get busy on 10 westbound from University Drive all the way out to about 67th Avenue. Heavy traffic also on the Red Mountain, 202 westbound, 40th Street over to I-10. And a car pedestrian accident in Buckeye has closed Baseline and Johnson Road.
This report is sponsored by your Valley Toyota dealers. Toyota's President's Day sale is going on now. Be sure to check out the full line of Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs, including the full-size Tundra, rugged Tacoma, or versatile 4Runner. Visit your Valley Toyota dealers or valleytoyotadealers.com today.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drafts.
The will to win is important, but preparing to win is essential. At Crest Insurance, we understand that the road to success is not one that you go alone. Whether it's your family or business, you're not buying insurance, you're buying protection. That's why so many turn to the professionals at Crest Insurance. Our team has the experience to help you safeguard the things that matter most. It's not just an insurance policy, it's peace of mind.
Progressive covers pets in our auto policy at no extra charge. Now, let's see what your dog has to say.
As a dog, I think Progressive's auto pet policies... Oh, what is that? That's just my tail. Weird. Anyway, Progressive protects... There it is again. See? This is why I need protection. I'm so distracted. Nope, that is still my tail.
Progressive Auto Insurance covers pets for up to $1,000 in a car accident at no extra charge. And we think your dog would say that's great, too. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
GCU men's hoops go for a 6th straight win as they host Utah Tech. The Lopes are undefeated, 12-0 at home. For ASU, they beat Oregon State yesterday. Next up, 6th-ranked Arizona on Saturday. The Coyotes.
If you guys do Devin Booker here again, the only sound I have is Vogel post game.
He was informed by the team he'll
just so
stay
you know
on the roster through this.
I know you just talked about it, so I don't think you'll do it again. But
$7 million.
In case you do, that's the only piece we have.
Frank Garrity.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In store only, offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Deer Valley, located in the Deer Valley Town Center.
You're hot.
Roofing, it's your call question of the day. We are basically at the halfway point of the NBA season. And with that being said, our question today, brought to you by State 48 Roofing, is who's the Suns' MVP at the halfway point of the season? Let's throw out some numbers first to kind of give you some information here that could help you with your selection. Kevin Durant's played 48 games. He has started 48 games. Devin Booker is 45 and 45. Kevin is averaging about 37 minutes a game to Devin Booker's 35 and a half. 28 points for Kevin Durant, 27 and a half for Devin Booker. When it comes to rebounds, Kevin, of course, power forward, he's 6.6 to Devin Booker's 4.6. Assists, not bad. Devin is at 7. Kevin Durant is at 5.7. And Personal fouls, not really a big deal, but 1.8 for Kevin Durant and 3.0 for Devin Booker. So games, difference of 3 games, points right about the same, rebounds, give and take a 1 or 2, assists, same thing, 1 or 2. Essentially, they're neck and neck when it comes to that. One thing is interesting when you look at the stats, and I'm not like Manuch, he lives on the stats.
Love the stats.
Kevin Durant leads the team in blocks with 1.3. It doesn't seem right, you know.
He is 7 feet tall.
I know. I don't know. I just don't see him as that big time.
I understand.
Center type that gets the blocks, you know.
Do you have other on there as well, or is it just between those two?
I mean, if you want to go other, because you can make a case.
Because I'll make a case. That's the case I was going to make.
He leads the team in rebounds.
Yes.
And steals.
Yes.
So he's not scoring a lot, but, you know,
nobody scores when it's available to him.
Yeah, he's got 12 points a game.
Yeah. What's his rebounding average? Do you have it right there in front of you?
Yeah, it's 10.3.
There you go.
10.2.
So he's averaging a double-double. That's the point that I'm making. So I could argue that Nurkic right now is the most valuable to this team, and here's the reason I would say that. A, he is averaging a double-double. B, he has not been injured. He has played the majority of the season. And also, he's the guy who comes out and lets Booker and Durant get free around the key in order because he sets such good screens and then rolls to the basket.
And he has only missed 3 games.
Very good point.
He's played more games than anybody on this team.
Yeah.
I always look at who's that go-to guy at the end of the game. It's going to be Booker.
Well, that's Booker Durant.
That's your MVP.
But no, time out. This team is on paper one of the best teams in the NBA. It shouldn't matter at the end of the game. They should be blowing guys out anyway.
Are you looking to give the ball to either Durant or Booker at the end of the game? You're not going to give it to Nurkic at the end of the game.
I'm going to give it to them, but
he's open.
There aren't many games where this team's in that situation.
Well, there's been times where to get back in the game, they've had Booker get him back in the game or KD getting back in the game. Wasn't Nurkic getting him back in the game? I mean, it wasn't
Big
him.
Rebound by Nurkic. Boom.
He's a big part of it. But I look at this is kind of neck and neck with this whole kind of thing.
Just on a poll question.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying a lot of folks. I mean, Durant leading at 61.1% to Booker 38.9%.
Coin flip.
Yeah, there's no wrong answer for this. They're both valuable. They're both right there. They're both getting this team now.
Nurkic is a different twist on your question, but you didn't have the.
I am Nurkic.
You didn't have the foresight to see.
No.
We are a little smarter than a flip of a coin.
No.
I think so are our listeners.
They're all like, "Why isn't Nurkic not on this?"
There you go. Yeah.
What kind of poll question is this?
Yeah, they didn't even think of Nurkic as being that go-to guy.
It's our job to kind of lay it out there to say, hey, maybe
I
Nurkic is the reason why this team is having success.
You can make that point.
We've always said this Suns team needs a big guy, a guy that can bang, right? Yep. We've always said that
and
for
DeAndre
so many years.
Wasn't that guy.
No.
So Booker and Durant, who are the neck and neck MVP, Nurkic is a nice piece to have, Jimmy, to be the big guy down low, and a guy that they needed.
A nice piece.
Yeah, he's a good piece. He's a good big man to have. Much more than DA was. I will say that, but he's been part of it. He's been as far as setting picks. But when you don't have either one of those two guys, and the addition with those two are the keys, going to be the keys to the success. Now, the whole key will be, can Bradley Beal get healthy, stay healthy? Obviously, these three, Nurkic, Durant, and Booker, are the consistency in that. They just need now for Bradley Beal to be that next piece to be able to go ahead and win it all if he can stay healthy.
So you bring up DeAndre just to check in on how he's doing. He's
Did he finally get out of his house with the winter storm where he couldn't get out of his house and get to the game?
He got too icy one day and he couldn't get to the stadium.
Yeah.
He's averaging 14 points
to
Nurkic's 10 or
12.
Less than 12. 10.6 rebounds, same as Nurkic.
Yep.
He's played in 36 games, averaging 32 minutes. He's got a steal a game. So, I mean, he's doing all right.
No, but that's what he did here.
Yeah, he's kind of like a roller coaster ride with him because you see games where he'll score 20-something points. Then it'll be another game where he shoots 8. Whenever he has any kind of like a guy on him, that really kind of like another superstar, he struggles.
I think where you see Nurkic is the effectiveness during the game at the end of the game, crunch time, clutch time. And I think
typically when do they go to a big guy in crunch time?
They don't. But I'm just saying,
so
as far as
you
rebounding,
can't put him in your little narrative
as
here.
far as rebounding, you can. Sure. Who's going to get some key rebounds in crunch time? Offensive and defensive rebounds. Who's more active down there than
You know what I love about you, Manuch? You love to defend your poll question.
Absolutely,
no matter
I
what.
do.
If we want to poke holes in it, you get all in the defense.
I don't get defense. I'm just
you're like,
man.
You're questioning the fact that we feel we needed to add somebody else in that poll question.
I mean,
there's 4 spots.
It's
right. It allows you on X to give you 4.
To be Nurkic to be your MVP? Seriously, Jimmy? What were you?
It's a half year.
It wasn't. We were just talking. Yes. Here's the other
conversation.
Yeah. Here's the other factor about Jusuf Nurkic, because what my esteemed colleague
Jusuf
is saying is that who's taking the shot at the end of the game? Okay, it's probably not him. However, he's instrumental in getting that player set up
to shoot
take that shot.
That big assist. You need that big
he gets
assist.
the assist, or he sets the big screen to free that player to get an open look.
I so agree, Jimmy. You brought it today.
Oh, boy, Jimmy.
Why are you defending me?
What? Okay.
See, that's why he's getting all ornery now.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
Yes, he is. With Jax, you haven't said it. You're outside. Chris Schubert, come on. You guys are outside. You have nothing.
I get it. I get the joke. Okay.
It's not a joke. Yeah. We're having a conversation. Talk radio.
Jusuf Nurkic is your MVP at the halfway point.
None of us said that yet.
Didn't say that.
None of us said that yet. We're trying to make a case that he should be in the conversation.
You want to put another in there? I'm like, come on, seriously. I mean, there's those two guys.
I don't understand. Jimmy B's allowed to have his opinion and make a point. You don't have to belittle him for the point that he made. I don't understand. He's not attacking you personally on the poll question.
No.
He's just saying, hey, there should be another option. I think we should talk about Nurkic. That's a fair conversation to have.
It's him with Rock. It's not just Jimmy B. Jimmy B's
right. He's going after all of us. He's taking down the whole show today.
That's what I'm saying. He gets all bitter if you challenge his State 48.
And
Manuch's call question.
Manuch's only point is who would you have to take the last shot? That's
No.
Yeah, that is only your argument.
No.
That should have been the poll question.
Who would you give the ball to in the last 2 minutes or last shot again? Who do you want to give it to? Is it Durant or is it Devin Booker?
And to my point, who's the MVP of this?
No, that's not the point.
This is a different question. Throw that out there.
I would,
this is Rocket, Jimmy, and Shu and Jack's question. It's brought to you by State 48 Roofing. Who do you want to have the ball with the last shot on this Suns team?
And I voted
Devin
for him.
Booker.
If you want to make
Devin
that
Booker
poll, okay.
or Kevin Durant or other.
That's a whole nother poll question.
That's exactly what it is. It's talk radio, Manuch.
I know.
That's what we do.
We'll put it out there.
I ain't doing it right now. Answer it.
But
I'm asking you to answer it.
But my question is,
we already done with your question, Manuch. It's already we're done. We already closed it.
And the guy
close that poll question.
And the
it's
guy
done. It's done. Just
and the guy I voted
Take it
for.
off. Take it off.
And I would do Devin Booker, and that's the guy I voted for as far as MVP as well. So Devin Booker.
We don't ask you who's MVP.
I asked. My vote was for MVP would be Book, and my vote
done
for
with that question. I created another question.
All right, so Devin Booker. That'd be my last.
Thank you. Was that hard? Just say
yes.
I'll go with Devin
yes,
Booker.
It was.
Put that up.
It was like pulling teeth.
I'm going with Kevin Durant.
I'm going with Durant right now as well.
Jackson,
He's the
going?
player.
I would say Durant.
Yeah, and who are you going with, Shu?
I would also go Kevin Durant.
Yeah, so four of us for Kevin Durant. So let me ask you guys. I mean, I know we all haven't voted, but to that question that we had like earlier in the show, at the halfway point, the MVP, who would it be? Would it be Kevin Durant or Devin Booker?
I said Kevin Durant.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, he's been there.
I went with Durant as
well. And Shu? Okay. But who'd you go with?
D-Book.
Oh, you love Booker.
Yeah, right.
Man. You want some Booker.
Booker's the man. The energy.
Loves Booker.
And by the
way,
way,
buy you a jersey.
Durant gives him the ball at a lot of the end of the game. These guys, Durant kicking that ball out the Book. Enough said.
Because he's got all the accolades. He's a top 5 player. He's got all these top. He's trying to help Book become a starter someday in the All-Star game. Durant's already got that covered. All right, we're gonna catch up. One Howard Balzer, because one former NFL quarterback for the Cardinals has retired to go work for one former Arizona Cardinal head coach. We'll see if you know who that is yet. Next, as we continue from Twin Peaks.
Clear.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Injury updates today for the Diamondbacks from Torey Lovullo. Reliever Kevin Kinkle has right elbow soreness. Lovullo says Dre Jamieson, who had Tommy John surgery last season, likely will not pitch this season. GCU men's hoops go for a 6th straight win as they host Utah Tech. The Lopes an undefeated 12-0 at home. ASU, after their win over Oregon State, will take on Arizona Saturday. The Yotes back on the ice tomorrow against the Hurricanes. The Suns hit the break on a 2-game winning streak that has them 5th in the West at 33-22. They'll continue their push for the postseason on the 22nd against the Mavericks. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Thursday night, look for clear skies out there, temperatures dipping down into the upper 40s. And then for your Friday, mostly sunny skies with temperatures in the low 70s. As we head into the weekend, plenty of sun with temperatures in those mid to upper 70s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In store only, offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Jenny!
Hey, Jenny!
Jenny, come on in! Steve!
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you! Hey, Meg!
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
The President's Day weekend sale is here at Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 20% off used clubs, 30% off select apparel, and get custom fit on the new TaylorMade QI10 drivers. Book your free custom fitting online today. Swing into Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for the President's Day weekend sale, or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Howard is on the phone.
The
utterly inspired all-electric EQE sedan from Mercedes-Benz. With hundreds of customizable comfort settings inside the cabin, it's the EV that recharges you. The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQE.
He's been covering the National Football League for close to 50 years. A longtime NFL writer, broadcaster, and Hall of Fame voter, Howard Balzer. Now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Howard Balzer now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. How you making out today? You survived the Super Bowl?
I survived it, back from Vegas healthy, and that's a good thing, and didn't mess up my car like Jody did, so everything's good.
Halftime, or excuse me, overtime. Do you take the ball or you give the ball?
Yeah, I think it's everyone wants to point to analytics, which is really ironic about this because both coaches talked about discussing it from an analytics basis, which is hard to imagine how they did that since it's never happened before, where both teams got would get the ball in overtime. I can see the argument for both. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it. Certainly, there's an advantage to getting the ball second. So if the other team scores, then you know that you have fourth down to use, and when you get the ball back. But the other thing is always game situations. I think when a lot of people criticizing Kyle Shanahan, whose explanation was he wanted the ball the third time, which is no guarantee we'll get to that, but he wanted the ball if both teams matched to get it in sudden death. But the other factor that no one's talked about, guys, is that the Chiefs had the ball on two scoring drives late in from mid-fourth quarter on that went like 21 plays and over 100 yards. So that defense was on the field a lot. And that was part of his decision to get the defense on the sideline a little bit longer. So I think you can make the case for both. In all these things of decisions, I think there's no right or wrong. That's always the way I felt about decisions for the most part of what coaches do.
Howard, I'd said that on Monday. I said, you got to realize that defense was gassed. They've been on that field a long time. His offense was rested up. So he felt that, number one, get the ball the third time. Number two, give his defense just a chance. And then, Brock leads that team was a 13-play drive, even though they came up short because of a missed assignment by an offensive guard in a tackle, but that's a whole nother show. But I like the strategy. Get the ball, take it down. They're probably going to score. You got it the third time. Maybe you knock it down from there. But they were absolutely gassed. I had no problem with that strategy.
No, and the other part is, Shanahan refers to this, it was a field goal game. That's where analytics, whatever the analytics are in other situations, they come up with this overall percentage, but that doesn't list every situation, who are the teams playing, what was going on in the game. And it was a field goal game. I mean, the Chiefs had they had two touchdowns, counting the one in overtime, right? So up to that point, they only had scored one touchdown, and that came on that, bumbled punt where the Chiefs had great field position. And on those two possessions in the fourth quarter where the Chiefs, came from behind the tie, they were both field goals, and the 49ers kept them from scoring a touchdown. They couldn't, and they didn't, obviously, on that winning score. And so it always amazes me how the discussion after a game so many times comes down to a coach's decision rather than looking at the different, like you pointed out, the different plays that happened in the game that really created the result, whether it was that fumbled punt, that 3rd and 4, that if the 49ers converted and the Chiefs had a great blitz on that play from the cornerback, if they convert that 3rd and 4 late in regulation, they run out most of the clock to kick the go-ahead field goal. I mean, there's so many different plays that determine the outcome, and yet so many people get just all hung up on coaches' decisions. I don't understand it, quite honestly.
I'm curious, staying with coaches' decisions, how did it all go down with Cliff Kingsbury? And that, you were part of it there in Vegas. You knew all the talking heads were there. How do you go from being reported he's going to Las Vegas to then end up in D.C.?
Well, I think both sides wanted to get the deal done from a just pure coaching standpoint. But everything that I've heard and been told and people I talked to, it was all contractual. And it wasn't money. It was length of contract. Okay. He wanted a 3-year deal. And I'm sure now I don't know for sure that he got a 3-year deal in Washington, but he wanted a 3-year deal and the Raiders were only offering 2. And I'm sure from his standpoint, he knows to be successful there, wherever he goes, you have to have a quarterback. And that takes time to develop a quarterback. At least with Washington, you've got the second pick in the draft, but you still need time to develop that guy. So I would suspect that he probably got the 3 years in Washington, and I understand why he would want longer because we know how it is these days in the NFL. If you don't turn it around quick wherever you are, whether you're a coordinator, head coach, you're out the door. And so he's trying to protect himself, and I totally get that.
And he brings in David Blau. I mean, the former Cardinal
Yeah,
quarterback who had so much success here in Arizona, backing up Kyler Murray and Colt McCoy. So yeah,
let me say something about that. Here's a guy, and I think what he saw in David Blau was a guy who arrived with the team, late in that season.
Yep.
And then found out he was starting the game against Atlanta 2 days before the game on Friday. And he'd only been with the team, I think, about a week or 2 weeks before that, maybe 10 days, something like that. And he went out there and actually managed the game well and actually played, a pretty good game. So I think David Blau is the type of guy like the Ken Dorseys, like the Mike Kafkas, like a lot of the, quarterbacks, coaches, guys that get into the business who study the game, they know the game, not physically talented enough or have, a lot of the things to be a consistent starter at quarterback, but hopefully know how to coach it. He's going to learn. He's going to learn how to coach it, but the guy I'm sure has a lot of knowledge, and that's, I'm sure, what Cliff Kingsbury saw in that brief time that they were together at the end of that 2022 season.
All right, let me follow up then, since we're staying with Cliff Kingsbury. He does have Sam Howell there as his starting QB at the moment. You already referenced the draft choice that the Commanders have. Is his idea of an offensive scheme better for Sam Howell or not?
Well, very well could be. I mean, he can move. He's mobile. He did have a press conference of his first one, I think it was earlier today, and he talked about, I want quarterbacks that can escape. I want quarterbacks that have the ability to run. They don't have to be Kyler Murray, obviously, but he wants a guy like that. And Sam Howell has that ability. So they already have a guy there who isn't bad, but certainly needs a certain amount of work. So it'll be very fascinating to see if they do indeed draft a quarterback number 2, which you would suspect. And then, you go forward, from there. But we've seen these days that, I never will think that the true running quarterbacks like Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson, guys like that, are ever going to be a lot, because there's not that many of them who also are accurate as passers, right? But the escapability and the mobility is important. I mean, heck, we saw it with Brock Purdy in the NFC Championship game. We saw it with Patrick Mahomes making the plays he did, down the stretch of that game, running the football, and that's certainly important to have for whoever your quarterback is in today's NFL.
Are you going to do a couple mock drafts? What can we expect from you, Howard?
Oh my goodness! I mean, they're just so out of hand, and it's just I just laugh at all the people. Oh, look at this! This is what's going to happen. This guy. Well, so what? It's like a dartboard, right? It's like a dartboard. I could throw a dart at a board and then come up with a mock draft. And, he's got this team taking that guy at 5. Was he crazy? And no one knows what's going to happen. So usually, if I do one late in the game. I don't do 6 or 7 like a lot of people do, because then someone who does 6 or 7, everyone has to be different, right? And so when the draft happens, you go through all 6 or 7. I was right on this one on that. I was right on the other one on that for that team. I mean, but people love to look at them. People love to read them, but you have to. It's kind of like the whole gambling thing. It's for entertainment purposes only.
I just wish we, as talking heads that are in this industry, can call them out. You never hear Tom McShay going after him a year later, 2 years later, and saying how bad they missed, or Mel Kiper and how bad they missed. They never get that. Like maybe 32 picks, they got one right, but they're getting paid millions of dollars to throw up all their freaking draft picks to us, and we accept it. What's wrong with us?
Right. I know it's crazy. It's crazy, and I guess there's a reason they're called mock drafts because they make a mockery.
Touche.
Good
that's
well
like,
done, Howard.
That's
Well
like
done.
the old Woody Allen line. I forget what movie he was in when he said, "Well, that's a sham of a mockery of a mockery of a sham." And that's what mock drafts are.
Good stuff, Howard. Have a good week, man. Thanks for the time.
All right, guys, take care.
Hey, follow him on X at hbalzer721. He is brought to you today by Twin Peaks. We're here at the Deer Valley location thanks to Blue Moon and Coors Light. You can get those cold man-sized drafts right now on Happy Hour. It's good stuff. We'll tell you more about our fan pick'em that'll be coming up as well for the NCAA tournament. So we'll have that for you as well. We'll tell you what's on tap tonight. Not much when it comes to locally. A lot of Pac-12 basketball, so we'll dive into that. And the results of Manuch's It's Your Call question of the day. Fox Sports 910.
Check this out.
Clear.
This is the Herd. You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
Who was really great for San Francisco? Bosa, Christian McCaffrey. I thought Fred Warner. They were great. Brock Purdy was good. I know you want him to be a star, but again, he's a kid and the last guy picked. On third down, the Super Bowl winning down, he was 3 for 12.
This is the Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Stop and go traffic 10 westbound between Washington Street and 7th Street. Stop and go 202 Red Mountain westbound from 32nd Street over to State Route 51. And a crash Deer Valley Road at Tatum.
This report is sponsored by your Valley Toyota dealers. Toyota's President's Day sale is going on now. Be sure to check out the full line of Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs, including the full-size Tundra, rugged Tacoma, or versatile 4Runner. Visit your Valley Toyota dealers or valleytoyotadealers.com today.
When it comes to insurance, we don't focus on the competition. We focus on our customers. At Crest Insurance Group, customer service is not what we do, but who we are. Now more than ever, businesses and families are turning to knowledgeable partners to help provide them with the insurance coverages they need. We've worked hard to become one of the country's top independent agencies, and our clients benefit from our vision, experience, and outstanding service. Contact Crest and let our insurance professionals tell you what they see. You'll be glad you did.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
The President's Day weekend sale is here at Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 20% off used clubs, 30% off select apparel, and get custom fit on the new TaylorMade QI10 drivers. Book your free custom fitting online today. Swing into Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for the President's Day weekend sale, or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Ew,
Gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors. It helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Deer Valley, located in the Deer Valley Town Center. More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Now in mornings, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
So, who do we feel is going to be the number 1 draft pick?
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams. And the Washington Commanders have the 2nd pick, and they do need a quarterback. Cliff Kingsbury, the new offensive coordinator for the Commanders, coached Williams at USC last season. And today he was introduced to the fan base and to the media, and he dodged the question about Williams. He was asked, about Williams, and he said he's a great kid. There's no doubt. Just getting to watch Lincoln Riley from afar and observe him and how he coaches and how he schemes things up, and his processes were huge. And then just being around the younger players. Then he was asked what kind of quarterback he's looking for, and he joked, a Chiefs quarterback. Of course, he coached Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech, not to mention he did get to develop Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, and Williams and Mahomes. So say what you want about Kingsbury, and say what you want about Manuch as the quarterback whisperer of Arizona. Cliff Kingsbury is the quarterback whisperer for the National Football League.
Well, those offenses, he's going to aerate it, throw it all over the yard, and I think that's the one thing. And you look at Mahomes, what he's done with a great game caller and Andy Reid, that's the one thing. And you look at some of the scenarios, but they're going to throw the ball. I just think that I hope that Cliff Kingsbury's learned how to manage a game, utilize everybody in the game, and not get stuck on certain scenarios. I think he learned some valuable lessons here with the Arizona Cardinals. So if they get Caleb Williams, I mean, that's depending on whether the Justin Fields gets traded to maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's some of that scuttlebutt going on out there too. So it depends what Chicago does with the first pick and what they do with Justin Fields.
All right. Let me ask both of you this then, because we have seen Cliff Kingsbury up close and personal. So does he stay? Manuch referenced the air raid offense, or when he gets to the Commanders, does he tweak that offense to fit his quarterback, whoever it is?
That's a good question, because sometimes guys get a little prideful.
Okay.
And I think that you look at Andy Reid, the way he's adjusted his play calling because of Patrick Mahomes. And I think with Cliff Kingsbury, he's going to have to adjust with whomever, because I think he's stuck with that air raid for a while. When guys adapt, they start off at like 7-0, 8-1 that one year. All of a sudden you saw adjustments. He's stuck with that. They did make the playoffs that year, but got absolutely schooled by the LA Rams because of that. So I hope he's learned a valuable lesson as far as controlling a game, run game. And I think he'll have some RPO added to that. And I think that's just part of his DNA, RPO. Maybe a little bit of air raid, but I think more RPO and spread more so than air raid. Because I think air raid sometimes slow the game down. You can still be successful, but you got to remember those big boys up front. Chip Kelly went through that his second year. Got a little tired, got a little whack. So,
they did, yep.
And I think that he'll hopefully, and in Washington with the Commanders, get the help up front with his quarterback, whoever it is, with the offensive line.
Yeah, it really
make that a focus.
It really has to do with the personnel, right?
Yeah, you got to be the personnel. You got to be personnel.
Let's get to our What's on Tap, brought to you by the Roc and Manuch Lager and Amber, currently at Upper Crust in Phoenix, Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale, BKD's Backyard Grill in Chandler, and in the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Nothing local But if you are into some college basketball, specifically the Pac-12, Stanford at Washington on ESPN2, Colorado at UCLA on ESPN, both at channel at 7 o'clock. You got the Pac-12 network with Washington State hosting Cal, FS1, Utah at USC. So a lot of games right now. Of course, Arizona State played last night and beat Oregon State, and then they'll face Arizona in Tucson on Saturday. So good stuff there.
All right, State 40 Roofing, it's your call question of the day.
Oh,
Who is the Suns MVP at the halfway point of the season? Is it Devin Booker or is it Kevin Durant currently? You can still go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. 65% Kevin Durant, 35% Devin Booker. So the fans have somewhat voted.
Are you guys remotely interested in this so-called historic moment that's going to happen tonight with Iowa,
Caitlin Clark,
Iowa, and Michigan?
You see how expensive the tickets are?
$400.
Yes, it's unbelievable. She's taken women's college basketball by storm. Every time she plays on a network channel, they set a ratings record. They did that against Nebraska just a couple of days ago.
Are you going to watch it?
No, it's on Peacock.
Is it really?
Yes.
That's even weaker.
That makes it awful.
Oh, what's that tell you about that?
It's on Peacock.
Yeah, what's that? If they were serious about
they would have
showcasing
switched
her,
it. They would have switched
Absolutely.
it off of that and put it on a real
There
network.
is a following for this particular sport.
I'm sure.
Where just like we saw with the Miami game for Peacock.
Right.
Who Miami play that game?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yep. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday was the day that Peacock renewed everybody for 3 years. So they had till like midnight the night before if you had signed up for Peacock to watch that Miami-Kansas City game.
1 minute.
And if you weren't paying attention to all those spam emails that you get, you're just locked in for another year or two.
Man.
Wow.
They got you.
They got you.
Oh,
Well, that's why I went to a refreshment stand and watched that game there.
Well, it's interesting. I did the same, but they only had it on 3 TVs.
That is correct. I had the same issue. Yeah.
The limited.
I didn't even know I had it. I have a Peacock just because I signed up for like American Express card. They threw you it. They
gave it to you. Yes.
Until they figure. I mean, until they stop giving it away
30.
for signing up for stuff.
So
Whatever.
if you have Peacock, I know you're going to be dialed in to watch her play tonight.
Dude, I got buddies that are trying to tell me they're all people from
20.
Iowa because they got nothing else to root for in Iowa.
That's all they
So
got.
it's women's basketball. It's all they got.
That's all they have.
Oh, it's bad. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We'll be at Wright Toyota.
10.
That's right. Wright Toyota from 1 to 4. Thanks to Twin Peaks, Deer Valley for hosting us today. Manuch got us free food as always.
Absolutely. Thank you.
There.